Hey y'all. It is 6 o'clock on the dot. We are very timely today. It turns out I was a little worried before the stream because I went out to go get some Dayquil and some Whataburger, and you know, it's hard to say how long that going through the drive-thru at Whataburger will take. Sometimes it takes like a half hour at worst, but it wasn't too bad, and I got out and I had lunch, and well, I was in time to just start up the stream. Hello, Bowser. I see Squinkus here, Bob the Destroyer, and y'all all have your levels in the queue. That's great. I'm really happy about that. And let's make it a good evening full of y'all's very good viewer levels. Bowser has a few that are brand new for us, 2 brand new ones. That's great. I'm sure some of y'all also have new levels, or levels that you'd just like me to see for the first time. Whatever's good. Or, hey, a lot of Lord Bowser's that he submits I've already played. Hey, Whoa Gamer Guy. I played a lot of Lord Bowser's already, but, I'm okay replaying this stuff, especially when it's so damn good. Let me, say one thing up top, though. Let me talk about something that's happening this weekend. I want to talk about something this weekend, and that is the Rareware Roulette, celebrating 500 Twitch followers. That's right. Mentioned this last week during the stream there on Friday. Well, on Saturday, the day after that, we crossed the 500 follower threshold for that follower goal, and since then we've gotten a few more followers on top of that. So probably won't fall below 500 anytime soon. Like, that's, generally not how it works. But, basically, point is, this Sunday, there's gonna be a big, long stream, which I am calling the Rareware Roulette. And let me tell you what goes on in that. Let me tell you the plan for that. I have a little promo card right here. Basically, it is the Rareware Roulette celebration of 500 Twitch followers, and there is this thing called the BizHawk Shuffler that allows you to play a selection of games and switch between them back and forth randomly on a certain time interval. I am choosing between 1 minute and 2 minutes, so every minute or two we'll be switching games from one of these to another one of these, from the 3 DKCs, the 2 Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Grunty's Revenge is in there, and also it's Mr. Pants for some fucking reason. And I'll say, I spent a little time the other day setting up the layout for that, and it looks pretty snazzy. Look, see how it's gonna look. There's a little preview of it, and you can see if you look closely, I've sort of taken that Rareware wireframe aesthetic and turned it into a little sidebar, which is gonna be really nice, I think. Here's the mouse. I was wondering where my mouse went for a second. And you can see there, if you look really closely, you can see there that there will be some sub-goals for that stream. And those sub-goals are open now if anyone wants to, contribute. But basically, for every 4 subs that I get, I will add another game into the pile, into the pool. So we're starting off with 7, and I will add in order, for 4 subs, Diddy Kong Racing. For 8 subs, I will add, and this would be game 9, I guess. For 8 subs, I will add Donkey Kong Land. For 12 subs, I will add Conker's Bad Fur Day. For 16, I will add Banjo Pilots. And then there's 3 last games that will be added if we get to 20. Those are going to be a mystery for multiple reasons. One is that it, saves on space, it turns out. I kind of don't want the whole part that's below the sub thing to be too big, but I want it to be nice and compact and, fit into the layout nicely, and I think this fits into the layout nicely. Anyway, that's what I have set up for the Rareware Roulette. That'll be this weekend, Sunday, from 3 p.m. going late. you know, at least to like midnight or so, but could go a little later. Probably not like 12 hours, probably like just short of that, but should be a long stream, a chaotic stream, and a fun stream. You went on a little bit of a trip, Lord Bowser? That's fantastic. Yeah, please share any photos and stuff. Feel free in the Discord. That sounds nice. Anyway, that's what's going on with the Sunday stream. I hope a lot of people will come by and watch along. I'll say like 5 of those games in the first 7 are like 5 of my favorite games of all time, you know? The DKCs, the Banjo games, those games are just like central to me. And Grunty's Revenge is pretty good, and It's Mr. Pants is a video game. It's there as an oddball. It's there to be weird. And I'll say, like, of the later games, you know, Donkey Kong Land, I think is pretty novel, and like, pretty decent. I'll say we're doing the colorized version of it. There's, like, a hack that adds colors and, like, Game Boy Color style colors to Donkey Kong Land, and that's the version we're doing during that stream, so that'll be cool. Diddy Kong Racing. Loved Diddy Kong Racing as a kid. Just love it to death. And Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't know how the humor has aged, but I have a soft spot for that game. Even if it's not like the best of the 3D platformers, you know? And maybe the humor hasn't quite aged as well as other narratives in games. That'll be a hell of a thing. Again, Sunday, the 23rd of July, for those who were, like, wondering later which Sunday. 23rd of July, starting at 3 p.m. and going late on the Twitch, of course, where all things are. Throwing Pikmin is fun, that's right. And I think that's true in the actual Pikmin game as well, in Pikmin 4, which I'll talk about a bit, I'm sure. Let's get into the viewer levels, folks. First up is Bob, who is here. Let me tell you how this works, by the way, for those who don't know, or for those who are new, whatever. I don't know that there's anyone new necessarily that I see just right now, but let's say someone were to be new and or forgot how it works. Let me explain how we do things. If you're here when your level comes up, I hit the full time of day, which outside of the lightning round means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you are not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, which means only 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. And that all changes when we get to the lightning round later in the stream, which, you know, will be later in the stream. Don't worry about it. Let's get into it. Viewer level time is now. Let me set the timer. And is this level just gonna be bouncing? What is the deal here? The like thumbnail was a little scary, so I thought that it might be like, I have to kill these guys. Oh, maybe. I am now Zelda Man. You know, Link. I was kind of worried that this might be like some sort of horror bounce cave from the thumbnail, but this seems like a reasonable level. Very good. It may or may not have been a fake thumbnail. Okay. I was concerned that this was gonna be like some sort of like endurance hell. Like, oh, just bounce to the cave 100 times and just try to survive. Speaking of survive, I believe that is the thing here. We are just surviving. And yeah, we're waiting for those bombs to kill that guy down there. Nicely done. I liked it. That was a nice little challenge. Perfectly good boss fight. Thumbs up. I was kind of worried that we'd be like in it for the full 15 minutes there, based on the thumbnail. But that was perfectly good. Just a plain and simple boss fight. Let me hit complete and hit next and hit end timer. All buttons on my thing. And the next up is Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser is probably here. As always, you know, it hasn't been that long since we started and Lord Bowser was chatting. I'm going to do a card, and we're going to talk about what's on it. I started Pikmin 4 properly. That was yesterday's stream. Last night we did a stream starting at like 11 p.m. Central Time when the game was about to launch. And sure enough, it launched, and I dove into it. That was, and basically, I'll tell you what I ended up doing. I started off from the end of the demo, which was the first world. So I had 100%ed the first world in the demo. So most of the stream was doing the second world, which I also was able to 100%. And then I also did a little bit of nighttime, and a little bit, and like one day of the third world, which, you know, it's been a work day since then, so I haven't had time to, like, get any further than on that stream. I thought about, like, trying to do, like, one in-game day before the stream, but I decided instead that I needed NyQuil more than I needed to play another level, or NyQuil and DayQuil. So I actually went out to Target instead of, like, doing another level. And instead of, like, doing another day of Pikmin, but I will say, Pikmin, I'm really goddamn enjoying it. I don't know where everyone is in, like, the, in like, Pikmin 4 so far, if anyone is playing it. You got a child in the car, they're 12. I understand, Lord Bowser. If it's any consolation, I don't know that a 12-year-old has heard any worse, as you know, they're probably exposed to worse things on a daily basis, with the internet being what it is, but who knows. I'll try to keep that in mind. Anyway, Pikmin 4, having a hell of a time with it. I'll say it seems really, really expansive. You know, like, I am so far amazed. I continue to be amazed about how big the worlds are and how big they feel. Like, I think they feel a lot bigger than in any previous Pikmin game. And also, like, that game, I don't want to, like, say too much about the progression so far, but it is taking its time giving you the Pikmin types and giving you, like, the onions with which to make them. To the point where I'm wondering, like, how many damn worlds are in this game where they can really take their time to give me, like, you know, more types. You know, my expectation going in with the game having, like, all 7 of the previous types from the previous games was like, okay, in the second world they'll give me, like, 2 more. And they didn't do that. They didn't do that. I don't want to tell you, like, how many types I got, but it wasn't that, and I'm pretty awestruck by that. Just, like, how much time do they have to roll things out? It's really great in Pikmin 4 to explore the areas. They're big, and I think one of the things that really helps that along is that there's, like, multiple landing sites now. I feel like that's the biggest, coolest new thing, where it can be like, okay, you're exploring this area, and you're, like, really far from home, but then you clear out a boss monster, and by clearing that out, you've made a landed site where there wasn't one before, and you can just move the onion there. That makes it so these worlds can be, like, 4 times as big as they were before, and, you know, loaded with, like, more and more places to find beyond that, you know? They're not just big, they go deep, you know, these levels. And, I'm just having a hell of a good time, doing all that. This level's about the bullet bills. Gotcha, I see. I think it's fun. I especially like doing the Yoshi here. The Yoshi, like, flutter works very well with the bullet bills. Also, it's interesting having, like, the fireball to deal with enemies that are, you know, not fireproof. But the bullet bills are fireproof, so you always have to jump on them. It all comes together really well. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Anyway, yeah, I'll also say the first level the first level of the demo gives you like the basic types and also the new type, Ice Pikmin. Ice Pikmin are really lovely. I've really enjoyed using them more and more as the game has gone on. Thank you for the level, Bowser. Squink, you're up next. Squink, please confirm. As the game has gone on, the Ice Pikmin, I think, have been indispensable. Like, the trade-off between, like, freezing an enemy, but they don't produce a corpse if you freeze them and kill them, I think is interesting, and it works especially well because, you know, when you're in the caves, having corpses from enemies is kind of irrelevant anyway, so they're kind of a great fit for that gameplay, it turns out. Let me add Squink. And the one thing that's also cool about them, the other thing that's cool about the Ice Pikmin is that if you freeze something that's mid-air, they just, like, fall to the ground and shatter immediately, which is goddamn really satisfying, actually, like, and feels like balance, you know? Feels like they have, like, a unique niche, being like the anti-air specialists in that way, which I think feels really lovely and super satisfying every time you get to use it. I'll also say of the nighttime, it's not quite as scary as I always imagined, but also I've only done like 3 scenarios, all from the early game, at a maximum difficulty of like 2 out of 5, according to the game, so, you know, these are gonna be less hard. Squink says to try the newest, which is this one. I had to give it the shell. Not sure if... Well, fuck. Okay. The nighttime sequences so far just seem like a nice change of pace. You know, they're not hard. It's very much just a matter of just like, going into... Just like dealing with a whole bunch of enemies marching towards your base and trying to fend them off as best you can with the glow Pikmin, which are, true to promise, extremely powerful. It's less scary and harrowing than I always thought it would be, but... it's, still really cool. What is this song from? Sonata of Awakening. Oh, this is the swamp music from Majora's Mask. I'm placing it now. Hey pandas, what's up? Anyway, those are my impressions of Pikmin 4 so far. Looking forward to spending more time doing the third world. I'll say my plan for the rest of the game is to not do it on stream. I just don't want to, like, plan out every single session with that game. And, you know... I'd like to just, like, as soon as the stream is over, just dive right into the third world and just barrel through it, you know, and probably do a good deal on Saturday as well. And then Sunday, of course, I have, you know, the stream set up, which... This is basically after the monkey teaches you the song, and you're using it to enter the temple. What? That's basically what happened just now. That's... We died and got respawned, and, you heard the what? From, drowning as a Deku. Very atmospheric, the music in this part of the game. Okay. Dang, that was close. That was really close, that one. I got more cards that are related to Pikmin. Let me do another one. Well, okay, this one's not quite related to Pikmin. Did anyone see them films that came out yesterday? That was sort of the meme of yesterday, right? Or meme of yesterday? The thing everyone was talking about, that like Barbie and Oppenheimer were coming out on the same day, and also Pikmin 4 was. I mean, technically they came out today, but, you know... today really means Thursday when it comes to media coming out. I'll say, like, for my part, I kinda don't care about either of those things. You know, I haven't seen a Nolan movie in, like, forever. Didn't see Tenet, so I heard it was overlong and not that great. It sounds like people are pretty positive on both these movies, but I just don't. I just don't know they're for me. You know, Oppenheimer. I mean, of the two of them, I'll say that I think Oppenheimer is the one that I look at and go like, oh, that sounds pretty neat. You know, learn about the guy what made the nuclear death fire. That's a good topic for a movie. But then I hear it's 2.5 hours long, and I just go like, I don't know about that. I miss when movies were an hour and a half long, I feel like. An hour and a half long, that's a good length for a movie. You know, get in, get out, and, you know, you don't have to worry so much about how it's gonna fit into your busy day, you know? Or how you're gonna get through all of it. Still, I hope everyone who went out to the theaters yesterday, last night, whatever, for either movie, walked away satisfied. I hear that the next one of those is like Saw 12 or whatever the fuck. The next Saw movie, and also Paw Patrol, which I guess, sure, when I saw that, I said like, well, that's not gonna, people aren't gonna be talking about that in the same way they were talking about Barbie Oppenheimer as a combination, you know, comes off as like a poor man's like double feature, you know? Like Paw Patrol, people probably are going out and seeing Barbie even if they're not like kids, but I don't think anyone's going out and seeing Paw Patrol if they're not like 12 or with child, you know? This music is very well done. Wah! The overhang there fucked me up. How about another card? This one is related to Pikmin. How often do y'all have sushi? I promise this is related to Pikmin. In Pikmin 4, there was some really well-rendered sushi that I saw yesterday towards the end of the stream, and it just made me go like, God damn, I want to get some sushi. It's been too long. I probably get sushi like every month or 2 or 3. You know, not really on the regular per se, but enough where whenever I have it, I'm like satisfied and fulfilled, you know? This is taking us a lot of attempts, I know. We'll get through it, probably this time. I wanted to get some sushi after that stream yesterday, but, you know, didn't really have time today with work and all to go out for sushi, especially because, you know, I stayed up pretty late last night. Wanted to focus on just, like, you know, didn't want to spend time, like, doing things other than, like, working or sleeping. You know, with the time I had between the last stream and this stream, pretty much. You know, spending the time it takes to eat something. When you stay up as late as I did to play Pikmin, I'm not taking a lunch, you know, I'm not taking a long enough lunch where I can do that. And also, I did already just have some Whataburger, so probably won't have any, like, tonight or anything. Also, you know, they'll probably close by the time we're done with the stream, if, like, the normal length of the stream is any indication. Still, I want to have some on, like, Saturday or maybe tomorrow. That seems like a good idea. Some sushi. Whenever I get sushi, it took me a long time to figure out how I liked sushi. Took me a long time to figure out sushi and what order that I liked. And it turns out the sushi that I like a rainbow roll. I like it where it's just like a whole bunch of different sushi meats, just like left to right, and it's just like a fun variety thing. Let's listen. Yeah, that sounds like the song. Great work. Woo. I like how much you combine like platforming and the music in your levels, and you know, you nail like both aspects of it. That's lovely. It's great too because like the places that you're platforming through remind you of the places from the games. You know, that was very much Woodfall. You know. Let me hit complete. And then hit, next. Oh, it was a maker code as well, so whatever. Let's see now. Whoa, Gamer Guy just said GG is here. Fantastic. Let me do another card while I punch this in. What niches are left for further Pikmin types? So they've now done Glow Pikmin and Ice Pikmin in the new one. Ice Pikmin, I feel like, are a really brilliant addition. You know, they sort of have, like, a new element that they can be resistant to. You know, cold, essentially. Which is just brilliant. And also, their ability to, like, freeze enemies, whether by, like, attacking them or, like, jumping on them, is really cool. You still gotta do the Goron's Lullaby. Good luck with that, Squink. That'll be a good one. Video game music series. Where is that? Video game music medley. That's it. 7 of my favorites. Ooh, nice. Let's go. The Ice Pikmin represent a really good, like, thing that wasn't even, like, on the table before. Like, previously there was no... Well, maybe... Let's... Tetris? Kirby. Let's identify these songs. Banjo. Splatoon? That's Splatoon? Oh, this was the wrong version? Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. You're Barnstormer, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. I'm sorry, I got thrown off by Barnstormer saying to play this version. Am I playing the wrong version? Tell me now. Are we good? Are we good? Is this the right version? Tell me. Whoa, Gamer Guy. Is what Barnstormer is saying true? Tetris, Kirby, yep. Kirby. Let's just finish off this one. Banjo. I still don't know what that one is. If it's Splatoon. Animal Crossing. Go to his code. This Kirby again? Isn't that Kirby? Megalovania. Do what Barnstormer said? I'll tell you what, Barnstormer, you put the code in. We kind of already, like, got through this one. We'll have to follow up with Barnstormers 1, but I liked this version. They copied the level title. Tell you what, I'm gonna hit complete on this one. Someone put in that code. Someone put in that code. That sounds like a good thing for like later in the stream. To see that one later on. Niches for Pikmin. Let me finish the thought from earlier. Highway, you're up. You were here like a minute ago. I think you're good for it, yeah? Niches for Pikmin. In addition to... There's Highway. In addition to Ice Pikmin, the game also has Glow Pikmin, which I think sort of just serve like a... They sort of just serve like the Bulbmin role. You know, they're just sort of invulnerable to everything. In a way that, like, they don't cover any single niche, but they sort of, like, can be deployed as auxiliaries in the same way that Bulbmin can in caves. And also, because they're invulnerable to everything, you sort of have to think about how you use them, because they are the new default, like, best Pikmin type ever, except they can only be used limitedly, and they cannot be grown normally. So they're sort of taking up the role that's similar to, like, purples and whites in Pikmin 2. Yeah, except Pikmin and whites are just regular Pikmin types. For, like, what other niches can be added? I think it's hard to think of, like, more things that they can be resistance to. It is the same compared to the original. You think the entire profile is, like, the entire profile is just copied levels? Okay, so someone copied Whoa Gamer Guy and got it onto, like, the popular list or something. Is that right? Oh, that sucks then. Okay. That's a shame. Right there. I remember this level from last week. It seemed pretty hard, but pretty doable. We got it during the lightning round then, and hey, we're not during the lightning round, which is great. We'll probably be able to get through it this time. And look at that, we just, like, eased through the first room, which is, like, the hardest room. Excellent. I think it's hard now to come up with new things for Pikmin to be resistant to. And they've even, in this one, come up with a few new things that are, like, specific to like, purple Pikmin, now, are actually immune to wind attacks, actually. They're, like, they cannot be moved by wind, nor bubbles, which is a cool new thing to add on to them, you know, in addition to having the extra strength, which I think sounds pretty cool. I can't wait to get purple Pikmin in my retinue. As well as all the other, all the other types, of course. But yeah, I just don't know what they're gonna do next. And as for colors, I think, like, the most natural thing would be like orange Pikmin. Brown Pikmin are also a possibility. For colors, brown and orange would be the ones that I would point to. Hello, Jay Denok. How you doing? Brown and orange would be the colors I would point to for, like, future Pikmin games, but I'm really not sure, like, what the hell they're gonna do. You know, like, what the hell sorts of resistance, what sort of abilities would be befitting new Pikmin. I was kind of hoping for, like, more than just glow and ice in this one, but honestly, I'm pretty pleased, and also, like, just having all the other Pikmin types in one game, all in the main campaign, is sort of like a dream come true, honestly, after Pikmin 3 took out purples and whites and just relegated them to a side thing, you know? I sort of thought that they would just never come back to the main progression. You know, I just sort of thought that, okay, well, I guess we're done supporting every Pikmin type that ever was. From now on, it's gonna be a lot of, here's these two new Pikmin types, and also, you know, not sure what that does, but I'm hitting the block anyhow. We are in uncharted territory now. But yeah, I'm very curious. Ah! Dang it. I'm very curious, like, what they could add with the new Pikmin game, with future Pikmin games. Thank you, J. Danonic. I will say I do like the really tall, lanky design of like the original green type that they had in like there was like some Pikmin there was like some Pikmin 3 prototype art that they had. Prototype's maybe the wrong concept art that they had of like a really tall Pikmin type that was really lanky and like string bean shaped. That would be cool. I think it'd be weird if they ever doubled up on a color. And you know, with Glow Pikmin, they kind of have a green Pikmin now, which is a different sort of green than what the leaves are, which I think is nice. I suppose these green bean motherfuckers, they could be like dark green. My reckoning would be that they would probably be like orange though. I guess for other colors that they could add for Pikmin, black Pikmin, they don't have a black Pikmin, nor do they have orange, nor do they have brown. You could add like a tan Pikmin. But it seems like in recent years, they're like more inclined to just do like a defining feature, like winged or something. And even if they are like pink, they're not called pink Pikmin. I'm wondering what, I kind of wonder what the reasoning is for that. My bet would be something to have to do with like localization. You know, like maybe not every color like translates so neatly into every language, you know. Whereas like, if they say winged Pikmin, they can translate winged very easily. Gray Pikmin, you know, does that translate into every possible language? Hello, Boxcat, thank you for the level. Thank you for the level, J. Danonic as well. Like to see new folks. Like to see new folks in here. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. Fuck. Not so good. For those of you who don't know, let me say how this works as far as, you know, this goes. If you're here when your level comes out, we give it the full time of day, which means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you are not around, if you are not present, we go into sudden death instead. Very nearly, but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. So, you know, that's sort of how we go, that's sort of how we do things. Nice little compromise between playing more levels and prioritizing the people who are present. And I think it's fun to make a challenge out of, you know, make a challenge out of the levels that otherwise, you know, we wouldn't play. I'd rather play more levels that are fun rather than, you know, playing fewer. Even if we do have to prioritize as well while we're doing so. What am I doing? This is not that... This jump is not that hard. Getting stuck up at this first point for all of a sudden. Anyway, I guess they could do something like the green like Tinykin from Tinykin, who in Tinykin, the green Tinykin sort of like stack up vertically to give you like vertical, to like build vertical like staircases and like ladders, and it's really fun to just like hold down the button and just like get so much vertical height. That said, Tinykin is a platformer, and Pikmin is not, so, you know, the vertical ladder thing actually probably wouldn't work as well in Pikmin, but maybe something similar, like, I think that the concept art that had, like, the green string bean Pikmin in it did say, like, oh, these guys could be used to, like, build bridges or something. Like, you could use them as, like, grappling hooks or something, I guess, or they could be, like, heathery sorts. I don't know. They have their work cut out for them. Hello, Galactic Nightmare. How you doing? They have their work cut out for them in future Pikmin games. I hope there's some, like, one of the best parts, I think, of like the first Pikmin game was the ending, where they showed like 100 million onions all flying through the space, and they included colors such as brown and black, and you know, colors that haven't been in the series, orange, colors that you would see later like purple and pink, and all sorts, you know. And I would like to see something like that again. You're doing good, Galactic Nightmare, that's great. I'd like to see something like that again. I really can't think of anything else that would be like a good niche for new Pikmin. Petroleum? Maybe they could be like immune to like motor oil or something? That's too close to poison. That doesn't work. Trying to think of like, what's a natural hazard that isn't covered by Pikmin yet? We got hot, we got cold, we got electricity, we got water, poison, wind, being crushed. Flying doesn't really have a invulnerability thing, but they don't really need one. They're just strong on their own merits. We kind of got ghost Pikmin. We got Pikmin that aren't Pikmin. We got Bulbmin, which are sort of just very similar to Glowmin in a lot of ways, as far as like the niche they hold in the game. I saw like, I'm sure there's like a million fan ones. Like I did see one that was like a fan thing, where it's like, oh, orange Pikmin, they're immune to like explosions, which I feel like that's not a real one. That's not one that's gonna work out. That's too close to being crushed. And, you know, like, why would they be immune to an explosion but not to getting crushed like rock Pikmin are? You know, or why aren't they immune to other such things? I don't see explosions as a viable one, but I don't know. I guess we'll see when Pikmin 5 comes around what other niches they have to think of. Let me do another card. Did y'all see Pikmin Unearthed, wherein Pikmin 3 fans reconstructed a whole story area that was cut? Yeah, so this was a thing I saw on YouTube the other day, right before Pikmin 4 launched. A bunch of fans announced that they did a whole fucking fan project where they found a piece of like a map that was like buried in the source, or not in the source, in like the game data for Pikmin 3. And this map was sort of like a navigation map for Pikmin, and it showed like a whole world area that was as big as any of the story worlds that's in the actual game. And they concluded like, oh shit, this is like a cut area, and started like reconstructing it and figuring out like what it was like. And long story short, they fucking did it. And I will say like, there is evidence that this was once in the game. In fact, they show like several like early clips, early like trailers of Pikmin 3 that have like areas that are clearly from this map. So they were able to work out like, okay, what is it supposed to be like from that, and the data that they had, and they basically put together a whole extra world, which ended up looking like this. That's what it ended up looking like a full-ass world, complete with enemies, water, and they built it, you know, as a mod on for Pikmin 3, which I thought was kind of really, really impressive. I say kinda. I thought it was really, really impressive. The kind of thing that's, you know, looking at it, you're just like, god damn, well, there's probably a reason this didn't end up in the game. So, you know, keep that in mind first off, right? Like, and even in the video, they did note like, They did figure out that like, oh, this map doesn't seem like it's designed with with winged Pikmin in mind. You know, you really break this map open if you have the ability to have Pikmin who fly. Actually, what are we doing here? Do we have to jump around? Like, fuck. I think we have to jump around the outside of that ice thing. Is that right? I think we're on the right track there. The really impressive work really good, like, sleuthing. You know, figuring out, like, all the things that were being worked on, and also why exactly it ended up being cut, and probably at a pretty early point. I do think it is a little facetious to conclude that, like, oh yeah, this used to be a 6 area, when the reality, I bet, was more like, nah, this was a test area that they did, like, before they even knew, like, how many levels were gonna be in the game. Probably was never gonna be, like, up there with the 5 that ended up being the thing. I'm fucking up repeatedly here. There we go. You're nearly at a checkpoint? Well, that's great, because we're nearly at time up. That seems more likely, yeah. Seems more likely, especially because there's stuff in there that's, like, really early. Like, you know, it's built as if Pikmin cannot fly. You know, as if Pikmin are limited by water and bridges, which, you know, turns out they really would shortcut this area as built. And secondly, it was at a point in the game where there were like 5 onions rather than just like one combined onion. But I will say, I think it's really remarkable to, like, reconstruct a whole area. I always like, growing up, I was always, like, really relevant. I was really, like, in awe of such things. Like, I think about how much time was spent thinking about, like, Mount Fire Eyes and the shit in Banjo-Kazooie. You know, like, the prototype worlds in there that probably were nothing to write home about, and were just, like, test levels that didn't pan out. But I remember back in the day thinking, like, just, like, believing full well that, like, oh, the secret of Stop and Swipe is tied up in Mount Fire Eyes, you know, and everyone, like, believing so much about, like, believing about all that shit. Fun fact, and your dumbass actually jumped over that piranha every single time to upload it. Which piranha? After the timer, we'll do the 5 tries. We'll start the 5 times. This is the last time pre-5 tries. And these tries, they do refresh at checkpoints, so we get a checkpoint. And these tries will continue on. The note block piranha. Oh, you didn't do that thing with the hitting it. Hello, Shock Pichu. How you doing? Dang it. I think it's an extraordinary thing to, like, bring back a piece of like beta level and, like, rebuild it, reconstruct it as it might have been if it ended up in the game. I think that's fascinating. It does build something that I feel like is authentic in a really cool way, you know? That like feels real. 5 tries left. Let's do it. I have one more card related to that, by the way. Let me just do it. Y'all remember the mythos around Beta BK? Beta Banjo-Kazooie? I remember just, like, really wanting to know what the fuck was up with Mount Fire Eyes, you know? Mount Fire Eyes? What were the other ones? Like, Hammerhead Beach? And I think there was a third, which I think was just, like, Fungi Forest, or, like, Fungus Forest. Whichever one was the way that it's not in Donkey Kong 64. But I think Mount Fire Eyes and Hammerhead Beach, that's right. And I think there was Fungus Forest as well, which ended up in Donkey Kong 64. But people, I think, thought it was supposed to be in Banjo-Kazooie originally. Donkey Kong 64 Fungi Forest was originally written for Clanker's Cavern, the music. Oh, is that the origin of that? That the music for Fungi Forest was supposed to be in Banjo? Huh. I'm sort of thinking about that music now. I can't really picture it as Clanker's Cavern music. I guess it just had the wrong vibe for that level. And they said, like, no, make it more like Clanky. You know, it has to be a little bit cantankerous. Which was probably the right call, yeah. There's a beta clip with a beta Fungi Forest with Clanker. At least you remember seeing that in the last 15 years. Huh. I always thought, you know, there's like a picture of Banjo in like a forest with some mushrooms around in like his house, and I always thought that that was Fungi Forest originally. You know, or maybe like the place from the intro is Fungi Forest. You know, like the song intro of Banjo Kazooie. But anyway, all that was, you know, I wonder if kids have that much of a mythos about things these days. I feel like now, people probably have a better head and shoulders about, like, you know, they understand that these games don't spring up fully formed, and that there's not, like, a million billion hours of, like, hidden content that's, like, locked below, like, a doorway that just won't open, you know? They don't look at a door that's just like a door with a texture and say, like, that door's gonna open, and there's gonna be a whole 11th world back there. Mount Fire Eyes lies beyond this chamber. Why won't it open? Stop and Swap. I guess part of that was also that with Stop and Swap, they did totally have some secrets buried in there, but not like a whole extra world that they just, you know, didn't use or didn't fold into another game. Kinda like the Mario Sunshine door, which I don't think I heard about that one. I don't think I caught on. What door in Mario Sunshine were people, like, obsessed about? The ice key was so intriguing. Yeah, it would. Banjo itself has the sandcastle codes to unlock the stuff. Yeah, it's nice that that exists. And it wasn't just, like, a totally undoable thing. Though I guess when they did, like, the Xbox ports, assuming that they did the Xbox ports, I mean, I guess that's not a sure thing. They still would have, like, unlocked all that shit. Then, if not, like, originally. We got 2 tries left. In the glass bottle in Nook Bay. I don't recall that one, but I'll take your word for it. The glass bottle, you mean like the fishing thing where you did like... Where old man was like, oh, collect red coins in my fishing bottle. I don't remember that being a thing, but I don't believe it. Noki, yeah. Noki Bay. Fuck, what hell? Was standing too close to the edge there. We're on our last try, folks. Let's make it count. Again, I'll say, if we get to the checkpoint here, that will refresh our things. A lot of games have crazy rumors. Yeah, I suppose maybe that's also a thing that's, like, gone down over time. You know, crazy, unverifiable rumors that just, like, circulate through meat space and online. You know, nowadays, if a game had any sort of secret feature, data miners would find it in, like, a day. You know, they would be like, oh, hey, if you hit up you hit up and then down and then hit A, B 5 times, it gets you to a secret menu. And yeah, you know, there you go. Data miners, they really just, like, get into everything these days. Like, even the Pikmin 4 demo got a lot of stuff data mined like that. Like, if there were secrets to be found, people nowadays are just, like, so much more on it. Maybe that's also a factor, just like the increased proliferation of, like, internet detectives. You know, we're like, yeah, you know, nowadays you can rely upon someone finding it within, like, a week. Within, like, a couple of days. Oh! Before too long, you know? So many Mew tricks told on the playground as kids. Yeah. Luigi being in Super Mario 64. Oh. New. This is new. Alright. Checkpoint! What is this? What? Ah! We were... How close were we to the checkpoint? Were we like 1 room away? God. 37 minutes is the world record. Well, goddamn. and it's one person who has done it. Just the key. Thank you for the level. Let's go ahead and hit next. Let me get the tries left out. Lord Bowser is up next. Very good. Key, one more room. Second room in the level, actually, the one with the prawn notebook. Then checkpoint. Jeez, man, you made a long one. I will say, like, each of those rooms is individually very cool. But goddamn, I could use, like, maybe another checkpoint in the middle of that. Do you have, like, 2 checkpoints in there? I assume you might be using all the checkpoints in the level. Yeah, okay, checkpoint 1. Okay. Dang. Lord Bowser is up next. I'm going to do another card as I punch it in. Lord Bowser is here. Very good. I've been playing Humanity. I'm in Chapter 6, which is kind of a drag. Humanity is like a puzzle game where you play as a dog and you, like, sort of guide around. You play as, like, a cosmic dog and you like, guide around, like, hordes of humanity, lemming style, in, like, puzzle labyrinths. So, to try to get them to the exit safely and collect some big gold guys along the way, which is pretty cool. I will say that this world that I'm at now, has sort of like changed things up in a big way, which at first was really impactful and really cool. But then I realized, like, oh, this sort of isn't that much of a puzzle game anymore. This is sort of just like very tedious, and also you can fail these missions really easily, and then when you retry them, it takes so long to get through them. Like, the game really needs a rewind button, rather than just like a pause time button. You know, because when you make a mistake, you can end up costing yourself like a minute or 2 very easily and just feel like, well, that was down to some RNG. That's a person walked off an edge, and now I have to do like a whole 3-minute thing that's just mostly standing around again. Which isn't great, and that's by the way 3 minutes even holding the fast forward button, which they, you know, have. I still want to finish that game, and I'm betting that it'll have some good stuff by the end. I'm assuming it's going some interesting places, but the 6th one is really holding me back. I'll say the 4th and 5th were really cool, though like different from what came before. Oh hey, this is a vertical section right here? That's cool. Vertical swimming is always good. Just makes sense because, you know, you can swim up faster than you can, like, swim left or right. So it ends up feeling pretty good as a result, I reckon. It's a pretty damn long level. Part 2 is the hardest part to upload, funny enough. Shit. Well, I guess we probably would be in for a challenge even if we got to part 2. I want that question mark block. Anyway, Humanity, I still want to finish it, and it's still, like, one of the best things I played this year. You know, Zelda and Pikmin notwithstanding. But I'm having trouble with this last part, and I hope that it picks up and ends well. Because if this is just, like, ramping up to an ending, I don't know if I'm really enjoying that ending. You know? I would say right now, Humanity is sort of going for 4 out of 5 in my books, you know? And earlier on, maybe it was like more of a 5 out of 5, but these later levels, these later worlds, have been like sort of getting worse and worse, and less good and less good, you know? That was a nice level, yeah. Good stuff with the bloopers, and, you know, fun to shoot them with the fireballs. That's right. Thank you. I'm gonna hit complete, and then I'm gonna hit next, and thank you for levels, Lord Bowser. Those were your 2 new ones this time, right? They were good. I think you did good. Unless you had 3. Did you have 3? You might have had 3. Pandas is up next. Pandas is here. Let me do another card and say what's on it. Been playing Marvel Snap. Just got Echo. So I got good luck again with the like spotlight caches. Was able to get Echo this week on just like 2 spotlight caches. But I'll say Echo, she's a card that's like a 1-drop, and she she removes the ongoing effect from the next ongoing card an enemy plays at the location you play her, but honestly, she is just like so niche and so like not that great. She's good in like in theory on in like a Wong deck, but it turns out in a Wong deck, you really don't want to use an extra location at your Wong location, just like protecting your Wong. That feels really wasteful. Feels like you can't really do like a Wong Mystique at that point, because otherwise you'd have to just have like one thing repeated. So yeah, as a card, kind of a weak one, kind of a like what's the word? Echo seems to be like a tech card for a meta that's not this one. You know, not a lot of people playing Cosmo right now. Anyway, let me go ahead and give it 15 minutes. Oh, you really love Panda. You got first clear on that level. Which level? Highways level or Lord Bowser's level? Alright, I hit the thing. Oh, that made some platforms. Here's more of the super world. Thank you, thank you. I like the theming here, it's very nice. I like the theming here a bunch. Bowser's level, oh, okay. Aha, we go under this time, that's cool. That's pretty neat. Then over. Randomly saw it in new courses, dang. Nice. Of course, I do encourage people, you know, you can follow each other in Mario Maker and then you'll see it in like a list or something, right? Is there like a list of everyone you're following? You know, and I haven't like navigated levels that way in like so long. I really can't say, oh, there's how we do it. I thought that there was, but it's been a while, I don't remember. Ah, here we go. Yay! We like it. So yeah, Marvel Snap, still loving it. Having a good time this season with like playing a bunch of like destroyed of like a Nimrod Phoenix deck that has multiple man and Phoenix, but also a Nimrod in case I don't draw the right cards. And I'll say they did buff Phoenix Force this week, making Phoenix Force a 4-drop instead of a 5-drop, and also making a bunch of the moved cards cheaper, like Ghost Spider, which really helps that deck out a lot. You know, to be able to make some really flexible plays, some of which that are really ridiculous. Like, if you have a location that destroys cards to get moved there, you can do like Nimrod and then Ghost Spider to that location, and then Carnage and then a third destroy card all in one turn and just destroy Nimrod like 3 times, which you usually can't do. Like, that's usually like beyond what's possible. That was a great little level. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like the way it routed you around and like played with the scroll lock. That sort of had like a surreal vibe to it. Or like a Lost Forest type vibe to it. Anything can happen. Yeah, totally. Very nice, pandas. Let me hit complete and hit next. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, Gamer Guy is up next. Whoa, Gamer Guy, the viewer levels bot thinks you're not here. But I'm gonna at you anyway. You are up. And if Whoa Gamer Guy isn't here, we'll still do the level, but we'll do so in sudden death, as we do. Meanwhile, let me do another card while I punch in the code and give Whoa Gamer Guy a minute to show up. Played a bit of Diablo 4. I haven't played a lot of Diablo 4 since like a few weeks ago where I did a stream of it. But I basically like been at a standstill since then. And the other day I did like boot it up and try to go through a little bit. Oh, is this oh yeah, this is the video game medley one that was, this one's stolen. This one based on, right, yes, okay. This is the one that WoGamer guy made, and then this account apparently ripped off. Or this is the original level. Is this the original one? Huh, okay. Not sure about that, WoGamer guy. I would like to give my loyal viewers the benefit of the doubt here, but like, either way, whatever. Let's go ahead and see. We'll just go ahead and do it. Diablo, the opposite. Okay, which way is it? Which one's the real one? Which one was the original? This level's from 2020. Gotcha, okay. I don't look that much at the dates on levels. In fairness. What is this one, by the way? Is that one Splatoon? Is number 4 Splatoon? I still don't know which one is This one's Animal Crossing again. Anyway, I'll say, I'm having a decent time on ladder. I'm hovering around 93. I still have, like, multiple weeks to make it to infinite. Splatoon, yes. Okay, good. I got it. In Marvel Snap. Oh, right. We were talking about Diablo. Shit, I lost my train of thought there. In Diablo, I'm sort of petering out, you know? I'm sort of playing a little bit of it and then going like, ugh, you know, I'm sleepy, I'm tired. It's like, for some reason, Diablo 4 makes me sleepy. You know, just like going through the areas, mindlessly killing guys. Just makes me want to have a nice nap. Nice, relaxing nap. Let me see, played courses here. Yeah, so that one was like right recently. And yeah, this one was like several years earlier. How come you made like a new one? Whoa, gamer guy. I guess it's a loving thing because Whoa, gamer guy wasn't like ashamed of it or anything, but cool. Okay, let's go ahead and hit complete and then hit next. Jay Denock is up next. Jay Denock, let me go ahead and at Jay Denock. You are up. I'm sort of petering out on Diablo. And I'll say, like, I'm only, like, 20 levels into the game. I think, at this point, I might want to just, like, focus on one character, rather than, like, trying to play multiple of them. But try to just, like, focus down on the druid and get through the campaign. And then, you know, then stop playing forever. And just, like, let it be where it is on my top 10, wherever that is. I still think Diablo 4 was, like, really compelling and really well done, but it just isn't pulling me back in the same way, you know, that, like, Pikmin and, like, Tears of the Kingdom have been, and, like, even Humanity pulls me more than Diablo does, for some reason. Probably because it's just a mindless game where you turn your brain off and you mash buttons. And, I mean, I guess you could think really heavily about, like, builds and stuff, but that doesn't sound fun to me. I don't like to think when I play Diablo games. I'll do another card while I punch in this code, and we see if Jay Denock is here. Watched a Mario Kart retrospective on YouTube. The other day, I watched a Mario Kart retrospective on YouTube on, like, a YouTuber's channel, you know, where he does, like, retrospective of, like, various games. I forget the channel name off the top of my head, but he's a cool guy. Does, like, sort of retrospective stuff of, like, general... of, like, a whole bunch of series, consoles, platforms, etc. And it's just a good watch when you have nothing else to do, you know? When you're looking for something to just, like, you know, just, like, to just watch. And I'll say, watching that retrospective, I don't think I remembered that in the original Mario Kart 8, you only had one item slot. It was only in Deluxe that they added a second one. That really surprised me because I guess I just thought that Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 were basically virtually identical. But nah, they just add like the best part of Mario Kart 8 in post there when they brought out the Switch. You know, they add the part where you could have like 2 items in Hawk, which is just a really powerful thing. And also the whole double item box thing, which is just so damn good every single time. Makes for some really nice strategic options. I'm surprised to realize that. It added a decent amount of things for being a port. Totally, yeah, 100%. What the hell am I doing? Okay, let's... I'm gonna back up. Okay. I'm watching these patterns. Boo's House of Hell. This is a safe spot. I want to move. Whoa! This feels really precarious right here. I feel like I can't move an inch until those guys are gone. Whoa! Okay, shit. Jada Knock, if you're here, I'll give you a 10-minute timer. If you want to, like, just confirm real fast, I'll continue playing. But if not, we gotta move on to the next person. As is the case if you're not here to confirm when your level comes up. You understand. What else did Deluxe add? Other than that, like, there was the whole battle mode. Battle mode was very, like, thrown together in like, the original version. I'll say, like, I don't think I've done battle mode, like, ever. In either version. Many characters as well. Characters as well, yeah. There were a bunch of characters in that, I suppose, yeah. And, of course, the second wave of DLC, but that was, like, 5 years after it came out. It's kind of hard to think of that as just, like, part of Deluxe. Even though, I guess, for future generations, it'll just be, like, part of Deluxe. The DLC from the first game for free, that is true, yeah, right. God, when they do Deluxe and they just take the DLC from both versions and they put it into one package, like, that is just going to be, like, the most amazing package in video games, you know? And I assume they're going to do that. They're going to be like, okay, this is, like, 1 billion tracks, and they're all included, and also, I'll bet they're going to do more. This isn't, like, a hot bet. Everyone's saying this. They're going to do more tracks on top of that for the Switch 2. They're just, like, added into the Mario Kart 8 lineup, including retro ones, including new ones. Did you ever play Super Mario Bros. DX on Game Boy Color? I don't think I did, no. That's the one with, like, verses on it, right? I remember reading about that in Nintendo Power back in the day. I thought it sounded very peculiar. The idea of having, like, a 1 versus 1 Mario game where you're, like, in separate spaces and, like, you could hit a block and affect the other player on, like, the other side of the world. That was an interesting way to do versus, I'll say. And I think I might prefer it more than to the, like, modern thing of just, like, everyone being in the same space and, like, bouncing off each other and everything getting all janky and weird. I think it was better when everyone was in their own pocket universe. You know, Trackmania style, except you could sort of influence each other a little bit. That was cool. I don't think Jay Denonic is here, so let's go ahead and get to the next level then. Caraspino, you are up. Let me go ahead and at Caraspino. You are up. Well, bam. The Mario Kart series, they are great. Definitely, like, hearing that, it's making me question, like, oh, do I actually love Mario Kart 8, or what I actually love is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Is, like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, a tier above Mario Kart 8? Like, a whole, you know, a whole higher echelon, you know? That said, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I do think 8 was great. You know, it was beautiful. All the tracks were. The ones that were remade were beautiful as well. The whole, like, inversion element, the, like, gravity part. that was still like really fucking cool, and I do think it was the best that Mario Kart had ever been to that point, even before Deluxe like made it so that you had multiple items and other cool things, which I don't think you could go back on. I'm gonna pull up the sudden death thing, but gonna do another card as I do. Do another card. Wouldn't it be cool to show present-day media to people from the past? I always think about this, right? There's many, like, isekai anime, right? Where, like, people from modern Japan or something go to a fantasy world, and they're like, oh, you know, here's some manga. Like, hey, check out this manga, like, sword guy with a sword from, like, medieval times in, like, medieval world. I always think, like, there's too much play for that, and not enough play for, like, hey, what would fucking George Lucas think if you went back in time and showed him Star Wars? Or showed him, like, Star Wars Episode 7? Or showed him, like, fucking, I don't know. Like, if you showed people from the past, Looper, let's say, for fucking sake of example, like, would they be blown away? I especially think this with games, like, imagine showing someone in, like, the 90s, right? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They'd be, like, shitting themselves. Imagine showing someone from the 90s this game, where you can just make Mario and it's just, like, distributed to people all around the world. Like, that would be unbelievable. And I always think about stuff like that and just think, like, God, it'd be cool to show, like, a person from the past, like, stuff like this and just see them shit their pants and go, like, holy fuck, these graphics. I thought that I thought that Super Smash Bros. Melee was, like, the best thing that ever had been. And now, you know, these days, you could really just, like, any game would like, beat the piss out of it, you know? Just about any game, even indie games, in some cases. I don't see Caraspino, so let's, do the level. We have 2 tries to do it because he's not here, as you know. And that was the first try. Let me do another... Tell you what, I'll do another card to give Caraspino another second. What would be the best media to show to people from the past? And which people? I'll tell you one that I think would be, like, really fascinating. Tell you, like, one piece of media that I think would be really fascinating to show someone from the past. I think it'd be like, what if you could show Goodfellas to Henry Hill, like, as, like, an actual criminal, right? Or, like, the actual gangsters from that time. Like, would they go, like, what the fuck? Holy shit, this is... Henry Hill would be so weirded out. He'd be like, this is my fucking life, but a little different. And that's me. And what the fuck? I get pinched and go to like actual... Oh shit, I turned witness. Fuck me. Like, what the fuck would Henry Hill think of that if he were to see it? I also think it'd be cool to, like, show just about any media to, like... Shit. To, like, Roman people, you know, like, people from, like, ancient Rome. Like, if you could show Julius Caesar, like, the television show Rome, would he be impressed by it? He'd be like, oh yeah, that's really good. That's really impressive. Thank you for the little Caraspino. We really didn't get very far, but that's what happens when you're not here to confirm, I guess. You know. With this clear rate, I feel like we could have done it if we had, like, more tries or more time. But, thus, such is life. Go ahead and, get the thing down. Go ahead and hit, next. Next up is Boxcat 56471. Does not appear to be in chat according to the thing. Again, I will at and say you are up. The viewer level bot doesn't always know who's here or not, you know. And like, you do want to, like, verbally confirm that they are here either way. But, one way or the other, but, not a good sign, maybe. Boxcat, go ahead and confirm. Let me do another card in the meantime. I rewatched a little bit of season 1 of Sopranos. I guess I was thinking about it, you know, thinking about mafia stuff. And, like, You know what? Sopranos would be a good one to show from people from like the 60s or something. Just like a image of the future to come. And also like the best mafia thing ever, you know. I'll say the first 2 episodes were very good. A lot of classic moments. It's weird how much it deals with like how much it's focused on like that guy who's just like Chris's friend. Chris's dumbass friend Brandon, whatever the fuck. You know. So much of it is like focused on like that and the struggle between like Junior and Brendan being like a loose cannon, which is just like, okay, he's just like a guy and he stops being important like pretty quickly. Still full of wonderful moments. Introducing like the whole conflict is great. Really enjoy just like revisiting it. And I think it's really great like how much it like holds off on telling you like this is about the mafia. You know, it's pretty much just the first scene where it's like Mahaffey pulling his taffy, you know, where they see the guy Mahaffey and they chase him down and give him a beating, that it really like shows its hand that it's gonna be a mob thing. Until then, like it's just Tony at the psychiatrist, like sort of explaining his life vaguely and explaining like his feelings of loss and how, you know, he understands that he can't be in. It's good to be in something from the ground floor. That's like the first thing about Sopranos that's like really resonant, right? But you know, he came too late for that. But recently, he's been thinking that he came in at the end, which is, you know, like Melfi says in that scene. I think it's something that a lot of people are thinking. You know, like this right here feels like the end. You know, it feels like the end of good things rather than like, you know, the middle. Feels like things are coming to a close in the world. You know, that the good times are ending. That the people are being squeezed. That there's not that much reason to be optimistic. And I think even today, like 20 years later, that all like super resonates. Though some of the technology stuff doesn't quite age as well. You know, computers and all that. Them like using DVD players and stuff and CDs, and yeah, it's all. And like the occasion where there's like they do an N64 game, but they're just like doing the whole like controller stick on the thing, just going like they're doing that, you know, and it's like, okay, well, I know that's not how you play video games, so it doesn't really work. But it's still, I think, I'll say I think Sopranos might be the best television show of all time. I think Breaking Bad is like also up there. And if there's a third, is there a third in my like ranking? Breaking Bad, Sopranos. The Wire is great, but it's not like top 3 for me. I guess if we're counting anime, there's a lot of anime that I like. Maybe anime would be the something like a Laid Back Camp would have to be like the number, would have to be up there. I would classify those in different genres though. Oh, this level seems challenging. Video games and driving cars both seem silly in TV. This is supposed to be a star, but it's not a star, I guess, for difficulty reasons. I don't know, I've never really felt that about driving cars. Cars, to me, always feel like normal in television. I don't know, I guess I can see what you mean, though. Like, if I think of, like, cool chase scenes, they don't come off as weird in my eyes. I feel like we can do this. We're really close here. I don't think there's any more power-ups necessarily. But, maybe one of these guys will make a power-up for us, or else we'll just, like, you know, be good. There's some power-ups, but they totally... Oh, hey. Fuck! That power-up turned into a turtle. You know, by just staying on the right side of the screen, we're sort of, like, staying ahead of all the projectiles. Just very cleanly. Nice. Kick ass! Thank you for the level box, Cat. We were able to get through it. Very, very nice. You mean like standard driving themes? I guess if it's just like the character's just like, you know, steering. I don't know. I'll say that's never been a thing I've noticed, where they turn the wheel back and forth but the background doesn't move. Oh, I guess, like in a cheap sitcom or something. I feel like most shows these days and most, like, media are good about that stuff. Like, I don't think that Sopranos ever had that problem, nor, like, Breaking Bad, other things of that budget range. Is there anything other than Sopranos and Breaking Bad that would, like, top my list of, like, greatest all-time shows? Game of Thrones, there was a time where it was up there, but it sort of shat the bed really, really badly, so that's certainly not in the thing. You won a $35 eShop cards and any hidden gems. Have you tried Pikmin 4? Have you tried Pikmin 4? Pikmin 4 is a good one. Tears of the Kingdom, that's a great one. If you're looking for indie games, hey, Ape Out's pretty good. Let me see here. Let's just scroll. Celeste is always a fun platformer. Hades is a fantastic roguelike. Anything else I would recommend here? If you didn't play Dread, play Dread. If you like, you know, sort of horror games. Neon White. Check out Neon White if you didn't get Neon White. Though, I'll say that maybe you should get a different version of it. I like it on Switch for the convenience, and I think it looks perfectly good. But apparently it is lower resolution than like on Xbox or PC. If you're just like, if you're picky about that sort of thing. Yoku's Island Express. Oh, and Kazi and the Wild Mask. I would highly recommend Kazi and the Wild Mask, especially for you, Highway, since you like Donkey Kong Country. Kazi and the Wild Mask is an indie Donkey Kong Country. That's okay, that's good enough, like, I think I answered the question. Let's go ahead and see the next one. I'm gonna hit complete and hit next. Born Storm And I'm not sure, like, let me see the list right now. I think we should be thinking about, like, when we're going to go to the lightning round. But, let me see here. Yeah, let's do the next two. Let's do Galactic Nightmare and Shock Pichu. And then Highway, you're going to be the first in the lightning round tonight. Sound good? So let's just do the next two levels, and then it'll be lightning round from then on out. Sound good? I think that sounds good. Good place to cut it off, I reckon. Barnstormer just said GG, is here, is present, very good. Did that help, Highway? Did those suggestions help? Hope so. I think if you haven't played any of those, like, they are all games that are worth picking up, you know. Personally, if it were me, I would focus more on the games that are brand new, you know, like Tears of the Kingdom and you know, Pikmin, because that's sort of my predilection, you know, that's my preference. I sort of prefer to be on, like, the cutting edge of things versus, like, really plunging into the back catalogs, generally. Though I do replay a lot of old games as well, you know, as a treat and as stream content. But as far as, like, things I want to buy, things I want to pick up, I am usually looking at, like, okay, what's the newest, hottest thing? It's Pikmin. Oh, boy. You know, that's sort of my, my thought process. Let's go ahead and do it. Kakariko Village. Very good. I'll say I haven't been playing that much of Tears of the Kingdom these days. I've kind of let me get this down and get the timer back up. I've sort of finished it, you know? I finished it off. I've gotten, like, a house. I've gotten, like, a lot of side quests done. I'm pretty satisfied with I'm pretty damn satisfied with, like, how well, isn't this mellow? This is Kakariko. Okay. Isn't it also the song for like Lon Lon Ranch or something in Majora's Mask? Is it the same song in Majora's Mask or just a similar song? Bunch of houses here that you cannot enter because, you know, they don't have anything below them. I can totally break the theming if I so choose, but hey, you know, don't do that. Probably a mean thing to do. I could totally just dig through any of these houses. Barnstormer does not remember. I don't remember my question. What was my question there? Oh, Lon Lon Ranch. Yeah, I think they're sort of the same. Or like the ranch in like what is the ranch called in Milk Road in Kremley's or something? Kremley's Ranch? Who remembers? Has like some. The game has like really. This song has really good pastoral vibes, you know? Just like of a quiet pastoral town. And that's it, you know, nothing complicated, nothing fancy. Oh, I see what we need to do. We drop through here. Oh, we're looking to kill all these Goombas. I'm just realizing. These are chickens. These are the cuckoos. We're rounding them up. Yeah? There was totally one I ignored earlier on. I should go kill it. Beautiful. We've gotten 5 of them. There wasn't one like over here or something, right? Also, I think it's very cool how you set this up so that the music sets up. Get up there. The music sets itself up as you're like loading up the level, you know, which is like really slick. One more chicken to go, hopefully in an area that we haven't gone to yet, because I don't know that I've seen one in the other areas as we've been running around here. There it is. We gotta like bow and arrow. Oh hey, the spring spawns when you kill all the guys. Slick. One little last song section. Ah. Nice and quiet. You know, farm life. Wait, it killed a bunch more as we went through this area. I guess you don't have to, like, necessarily get all of them before you leave. Unless that is a prerequisite for making the pipe enterable. In which case, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a lot of levels with vine flagpoles. They're nice. We go ahead and hit complete and then hit next. So yeah, 2 more levels and then we'll do we'll do the lightning round. We'll start that. Those who don't know what the lightning round is, you'll see in like a bit. Galactic Nightmare, I saw was discussing the last level is good, is here. I think you're good. I'm gonna go ahead and enter it in, but I'm going to do a card as I do. I rewatched RoboCop and Annette. That might seem like an odd combination, but basically, I watched a watch party, double header with the Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb is a gaming website, and they did a watch party double header of RoboCop and Annette. RoboCop, wonderful, wonderful movie. Love all the love all the commercial stuff, most especially, like all that goofy, like 80s, all that goofy, like over the top ad material that is just like so sharp is so good. It also is just full of a lot of great scenes, you know, like the one where like the guy is, you know, the Ed 209 scene, the one where that gets introduced. That's just a brilliant one. I love that scene so much. And there's so many other fun little lines and stuff. It is kind of a goofy movie. Otherwise, you know, it's kind of goofy and like it's not like the funniest movie, but goddamn is it a good time, and I enjoyed rewatching it and seeing the reactions of some folk who had not seen it forever. For any time, you know. Okay, so this looks like some sort of boss fight. As for Annette, it is a musical and it kind of sucks. It's really overlong. Like, one of the things that's nice about RoboCop is it's in and out. You know, it's not a long movie. You watch it, and it's like 90 minutes, and it's like, okay, perfect. That's exactly what I want. You know, that's exactly the length. You don't know why there's two Fire Bros? I don't know either. It's kind of the perfect length. Meanwhile, Annette is so long and so like painful. And it's like they just sing everything. And it's just them singing the words pretty much. Like the famous song I feel like from Annette is just like the one that's like most emblematic is a song in the middle where they're just like, you know, it's Adam Driver and shit, what's her name? What's her name in Annette? The girl, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is the other one, and they're just singing to each other. We love each other so much, and that's the whole song. Just them singing like, we love each other so much, and they just rinse and repeat like 12, 15 times, and you're just like, oh my god, this fucking thing. And then some stuff happens. It gets pretty wild in the back half of that movie, but I don't like it. I think it's way too far up its own ass. I am just really... I find it really, like, hard to get through, and, you know, I'll say, this watch party had a couple of people who had never seen it before, and it was kind of fun to watch them react to it and realize what the fuck this shit was. But at the same time, I don't think I don't think I will ever be sold on it being actually a good thing. I think it is just like extremely bad in a way that is at best kind of funny, you know, kind of funny like how like miserable and how like how much these songs just sort of wear on you, you know. What is the deal here? A second round, I guess? Okay, so we push the one guy over and then we get a second one, okay. But, I will say I will watch Annette another time, if ever, like, Dan Reichert, who is a guy at Giant Bomb, one of my favorite streamers. His dad, really doesn't like movies that much, and Dan says that he can probably get his dad to watch it with him, Annette with him, for like 50 bucks in coupons. And I think it'd be very funny to see old guy who probably isn't going to enjoy it at all, like, watch Annette. Like, that sounds like a fun watch party. I will watch it again. Fuck. Given that opportunity. Given if they do another watch party of that, but I will say it's always in the, like, so bad it's funny category to me. And also so long it's painful category. I will never get an appreciation for that movie, like, unironically. You know, I will say it's true, you know, they put their whole ass into this thing. You know, they didn't half-ass it. they just like they full-assed it, but I don't think I like that all that much, you know? I don't want to see like someone's ass in a thing, you know? I'd rather it just be good. On another topic. Shit. Can we even get behind him? Like, what the fuck?
Oh no!
How do we deal with this? I'll say, of RoboCop, RoboCop is phenomenal. I've never seen the other RoboCop movies, though. I think that, I hope that eventually... MASH ZR? Okay. I think it'd be cool eventually if, like, they did, like, watch parties of the other RoboCop movies. Even if they're bad, I think it'd be curious to, like, actually see them, you know, with a group of people. I feel like most movies can be good if you watch them in a watch party with, like, the right people. You know, like, the right crowd, you know? And you can all just laugh at it and have a good time. Cracking wise and shit. I'm having trouble. One more card. Another movie that I rewatched Office Space for the first time in like 20 years. I'll say between the two like good movies that I watched, I think that RoboCop is a lot more solid overall. Like the humor is all great, all the like dark humor is wonderful in RoboCop, and like it's just lovingly like violent and shit. But I do feel like, on the other hand, conversely, Office Space is... Jeez, man. Like, Office Space is, like, so goddamn relatable. You know, like 20, you know, 10 years... Now that I, like, you know, work for a living, you know? Oh my god. I can't believe that. You see that shit? Office Space is so relatable now that like I have like, you know, been a professional engineer for the last 10 years, you know, and so much of that still kind of rings true, though. You know, we don't have that much in the way of like office politics. You know, I don't see that many people. I don't see any people. I work from home, first off. And second off, even when I did, everyone in our office was like an engineer person. You know, we didn't have any like suits or anything. Or any people who were just like aggressively normal. You know what I mean? It is also interesting, the other thing that like is weird about Office Space like 20 years later. There's the point where like I think Tom says like, oh, you know, I have my secretary do it. I think, and I just think like, man, that's a relic of a bygone era. Fucking remember secretaries. Like, that's the one thing that has changed. At least as far as I know. Like, are there still secretaries in the world? Is that still a thing, to be like a big office man who's like, oh, I have a secretary, a lady who does my job for me? Is that still a thing? Because goddamn, that's hell of a thing if that's still a thing, but I think that's just like a bygone thing. You know, at a certain point, well, men and women are now like equal in the workplace, and also they realize like, wait, well, I have two people to do one job. Just have one person to do one job and have them do the whole thing. Also, maybe it is a factor of like computers being better, you know, software being better, and to like organize a meeting, you don't need like a whole special person to be like, oh, hang on, let me see if he's available. Instead, it's just like, hey, it says in Teams that he's available. There you go, that's all you need to know. There we go, we got him down. But yeah, Office Space, it's not like the funniest movie. I'll say like a lot of the humor doesn't really land quite so much. But it is just like the most relatable movie. As far as like, yeah man, burnout is real. It's hard to care a lot of the time, you know. It's not, there's a line in there like where the guy says like, it's not that I'm lazy, it's just that I don't care. And you know, if I, you know, there's a line in there where it's like, okay, if I work my ass off, I don't see another dime. You know, that's the reality of it. Like, yeah, that's just how work works. You know, you can work your ass off, but the only thing that's really like in it is to just not get fired. Which, okay, that can only make a man work so hard. It is an extremely cool, like, power trip that he goes on in that movie where he realizes, like, yeah, he just, like, stays home, he just blows off work, and just has the fantasy, you know? Just be able to just do whatever the fuck he wants, and be rewarded for it immensely. That is also part of the, you know, the dark humor there. That not only does he blow off work, but it works wonderfully for him. He basically gets a promotion off of just not giving a fuck and just being very honest about like, look, I don't give a single shit or fuck here. I don't want to do any work, and that's just that. I don't plan on doing any work. So, there you go. Just a goddamn classic of a movie. Maybe not the funniest movie, but goddamn if it isn't like the most, one of the most like relatable movies. In a way that I've always like thought of like Office Space and The Office as like diametrically opposed, right? Like they're both comedies about office places, but in Office Space it's clear that like, yeah, The Office sucks. You don't like The Office. No one likes to go to the office, and no one likes to work. Whereas, like, in The Office, it's the other way, you know, where, like, oh, you know, The Office and The Office is sort of a family, and they sort of, like, you know, love each other and shit. You know, they're sort of all very fond of each other, and, you know, it almost, like, paints a pretty picture of The Office. And I will say that I think The Office is more fun, more comfy, and a lot more like heartwarming. But goddamn if Office Space isn't closer to the truth, you know? I think also I'll say Judd Apatow, he's the guy who did like Office Space, right? And also Idiocracy. I don't know what else he did. Is he also the guy behind King of the Hill? Or, I want to say Beavis and Butthead, but it sounds wrong. I think King of the Hill. I'm probably thinking of, isn't Beavis and Butthead, like, also set in Texas like King of the Hill is? There might be some pedigree on that's shared. I'm really not sure, but, I don't think I've seen that much else of his work other than Office Space and Idiocracy. I will say, if I had to pick, like, a best between Idiocracy and Office Space, I'll say that Office Space is a lot more, like, relatable and, like, dips into the eugenics stuff a little less, you know? But, Idiocracy is definitely a lot funnier by, like, an order of magnitude, and has jokes that I think about more often, you know? Like, just the world building in Idiocracy is just hilarious, you know, like, St. God Memorial Hospital. That is just a very funny name for a hospital. St. God Memorial Hospital. So many funny lines, funny dumbass shit. But also, you know, I like the bit where Milton, where the office people are evil. I like the bit where they're doing the interview, and he's just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. You know, I hope, know, if ever I were to leave, that's like the dream, right? To talk honestly like your boss, your like overseers, whatever, and be like, yeah, I don't give a shit, goodbye. You know, that's like a very relatable fantasy. Just be like, you know what, I'm tired of pretending. You know, to just say like, I'm tired of pretending these things that are just like annoying me aren't annoying me. I think this is bullshit, and I don't give a fuck, and yeah, there you go. I think everyone can relate to that, somewhat, you know. Timer's up. How do we get this? When I die next time, I'll bring up last ties. But how do we do this guy? Like, I've tried hitting him just once. I've tried hitting him like multiple times. And the spring is like stopping him. It's like stopping him from going over. You can seize the second fight by staying on the very edge of the screen. I feel like I've been pretty far towards the edge. This is last tries, and did I say the next one is going to be lightning round or the one after the next one? Hit him multiple times downward. Yeah, get him stunned, get a running start, hit him multiple times. Okay. Timing on that is a little weird because of the springs there, unfortunately. Otherwise, this seems like a very cool boss fight. Though, it's unfortunate that the guys are as inconsistent as they are. It seems like they fall over the edge half the time. Can't be helped, though. That was the second try. They are very inconsistent. What happens if you go down here? Do you just die? Is there any cheese you can do, like killing one of those guys down there? Probably not, right? Like, that's probably just death. Fuck. Last try here. Let's do. You don't think there's any cheese that can be done down there? Okay. I'm not quite sure how it all works. They don't have keys. Gotcha. Okay. We got pretty close there a couple times, but was just short of doing it. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. And Shock Pichu. This is gonna be the last one of the non-lightning round. Go ahead and confirm Shock Pichu. You are up. Shock Pichu is up next. I'm gonna do another card. Did you hear about the Microsoft Activision deadline was extended? Yeah, so originally the date that they had, Pichu is here, perfect. The date that they had to like close out the Activision acquisition was like this last week. What is the lightning round? I'll tell you in a minute. Let me talk about the Activision thing. Well, I guess there's not that much to talk about, other than like, yeah, you know, after they won the FTC case, they still had the UK people to deal with, and rather than doing an end around on them, they're instead extending their timeline so that they can try to argue to the UK people to let them do the acquisition. Though they'll probably want to hustle because if they let it go into August, the FTC will do another case on them, which you know, you probably don't want to do considering you just spent all that money to just, you know, get the FTC to stop you from stopping the acquisition from going through. So if the FTC like get another chance to stop it, that would be like kind of defeats the purpose of you know, challenging the injunction or whatever the fuck. So I expect to see the deal go through sometime soon, but they had more time. You know, the deadline wasn't as serious, and they all agreed that it was for the best. What is the lightning round? Or asked Galactic Nightmare. Well, you know how we've had, like, these come out a few times, right? Well, during the lightning round, we start in 5 tries left mode, and we go from there, and it refreshes at checkpoints, and subscribers get an extra 2 heads. And you'll see that all in a bit. Whoops! That was a mistake. Sorry, could you resubmit that, Shock Pichu? I misclicked on my my stream deck. I'll select you. I'll get you back up. Also, I didn't get the level code. Oh wait, I already punched it in, didn't I? Okay. I mean, I could play it without the level code being up on the screen, but it's better if it is. Shock Pichu, please just go ahead and get that back in there, and I'll select it again. Travel through the enigmatic pyramid. Don't get burned. Tell you what, I'll make it a mini one, just so that we can have the thing. You know, let's go into it. This is Shock Pichu's level. I accidentally dismissed it, but it is still Shock Pichu's level. If you resubmit it, I can, like, put it up. I'll like, put it back into the now playing slot, you know? My bad. Oh, I was trying to hit this one. And then I need to hit this one because you have 15 minutes. Wait, I have 15 minutes to do this. Let's go. Anyway, kind of no surprises there. You know, it's not like they had 2 choices. Either close now, despite the objections of the UK, or just, you know, extend the deadline, and they've chosen to extend the deadline. It makes total sense. If I were them, I would, I would just try to do the UK for a bit, and, you know, hey, if the UK isn't, like, going to be responsive, then you do an end around on them, and you try to do, like, a thing. Huh? Only if the UK doesn't, like, respond would you try to, like, just skip them and just go directly to, buy the thing. Buy Activision, you know? Yeah, this is neat. Fuck. Got fucked up there with the timing, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do? Let me do, shall I do another card? I can do another card. So if you, like, get... No, he can't. I don't think he can get through there. Well, actually, we could go down, like, here, hit the P-switch, and then go through the door while the P-switch is still on. Let's try that. I feel like that's gonna give us something good. It might just be an optional thing, an optional collectible or some such. But I'm curious about it. Cheese? Is this cheese? It's up to the creator if it's cheese. It could be well-intentional. Because this isn't the route that the route forward is. The route forward was like going down into the ground. This goes up into the air. I feel like this is like more of a secret type thing than anything. So here, go here, and then drop down. Get this. And there we go. Yep, that's definitely a secret. It's not cheese at all. That's just a honest-to-God, normal-ass secret. Nothing cheesy about that, no sir. This time we're able to get through. Fantastic. Top route gets you a bonus. Oh, hey, checkpoint. That's nice. I'll say again when we get to the lightning round, checkpoints will refresh our lives, but that's only after the next one. And I'll also say, during the lightning round, continue to feel free to submit levels. And don't feel during the lightning round that even if I can't complete a level, don't think it's like burned or anything or like wasted. You know, you can resubmit it another time during the stream, during another stream, and you know, the lightning round is just a thing that keeps things moving and provides a nice challenge for us to work with. You know, sets up a nice challenge for us to do as we go about the levels, which is, I'll say, very, very fun. This is a cool bit. I love this. Very challenging in a fun way. What's with the heartbeat? Some sort of race? Ah. Yeah, definitely a race. A race to there. Ooh. This seems difficult. Dang it. You died to this bumper part like 5 times? Yeah, I can see why. That is a difficult challenge right there, and we have to do this part again? Fuck. Lucky this is the last one before the lightning round. Damn it. This kind of reminds me of DKC3 Squirt from DKC3. Similar vibes, you know? Similar setup, having to go around in a circle as a fire bar is chasing you around. Except it's a water bar in that case, like a water spray. You have a section like this in one of your levels. Yes, this is the level, right? Let me do another card. Did you hear that about the EU battery law that's set to upend phone design? Apparently, in the EU, they like passed a law that says that phone batteries, must be like easily serviceable to like the end user and not involve any like custom tools or like glue or anything. As a result, they're gonna have to design iPhones. They're gonna have to like redesign iPhones so that you can just take off the back and put in a new battery, basically, which sounds very very different. You know, that's never been how iPhones have worked, and well, in the next few years, we're gonna see phones have to be like that due to the EU's laws. It's possible they get some sort of exception to that or something, I don't know. But, seems goddamn interesting to just know, like, oh shit. You know, because the EU is out passing laws to, like, make things more recyclable, phone design is gonna have to change to be a lot more modular in the next couple of years. And perhaps that'll force phones to change in a way that they haven't in, like, you know, years and years and years. You know, just like the force of, okay, shit, we have to redesign all our shit to be more modular. Goddamn. I'm very curious what all that ends up looking like. I'll say, like, I'm not that confident it'll be that good at all or, like, that relevant. I mean, I'll tell you that I can't remember the last time I switched out a battery on a phone. Despite that being, like, a thing people talk about, you know. If you want instead of getting a new phone, sometimes, instead, what you ought to do is get a new battery, I think they say. And that'll be just as good as a new phone would be. But I've never done that, I've just always gotten a new phone. Which, hey, you know, maybe once that becomes law, I'll be more likely to just get a new battery instead. And I'll just have, like, the iPhone, whatever the latest one that they do after the battery law comes out, that has, like, the, you know, the dynamic island and all. I'll get one of those and just hold on it for forever. Because honestly, iPhones are kind of good enough right now. Oh, shit. They're kind of good enough right now. I don't really see iPhones having to get that much better to, like, fulfill my needs. No. Here we go, this part again. Haha, there we go. I think that was the last thing. Yep, there's the flag. Very nice, we were able to get through it. Great shit, Shock Pichu. I already hit dismiss, so it's not in the queue anymore, so you can go ahead and get up another one, add another one to the queue if you so like. The next level is highways, and we'll be going into the lightning round for this. That's right, do you know what time it is? I know what time it is. This level, you submitted for a birthday level contest for another streamer. It's a puzzle level you think you might enjoy. Oh hey, that's nice. Let's see. Looking forward to this. I'm gonna pull. Let's go out to the main menu, folks. Your level won the contest. Oh, that's really cool. Congratulations, Highway. Folks, do you know what time it is? It is time for the lightning round, which looks a little something like this. During the lightning round, we only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes our way. 5 tries, 7 for subs, and refreshing at checkpoints. And as before, if you're not here, we will do sudden death instead of the lightning round, which will mean fewer lives, but, you know, hey, 5 is a good amount, and hopefully we'll be able to get through these levels with the 5, and they do refresh at checkpoints, so hey, any levels with checkpoints, we'll be feeling pretty good about them. There are bonus heads available for the first level of the night, and also for anyone who is a subscriber to the channel. And the bonus heads are randomized, and they come in a variety of random forms, such as other Mario heads like Wario, Waluigi. Okay, good. I thought I misclicked a button there, but it didn't go through. Good. Okay. We got some that like Bowser, and we got some that are not Mario heads at all, that are like 1/5 as rare. You'll have to have some luck to land on one of those, I will say. I will also take this opportunity to again plug the stream that I am doing this weekend. On account of just hitting 500 followers, I am doing a big 500 follower celebration stream this weekend. And I'll be doing the Rareware Roulette, basically randomly switching between games every 2 minutes. Every 1 or 2 minutes, between 1 and 2 minutes, we'll switch games basically automatically. And that'll be starting at like 3 p.m. Central and going late. The 3 Donkey Kong countries, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, and It's Mr. Pants are the 7 games that we are starting with. And also I'll say, if you look at here's a little preview of like what the layout will be of that stream. You can see there will be a sub goal. It is in fact open now, and for every 4 subs we add a game to the proceedings. The first one being Diddy Kong Racing, then Donkey Kong Land, then Donkey Kong Land, and then Conker's Bad Fur Day, and then Banjo Pilot. And then if we were to get to 20 subs, there would be like 3 more games that would be added that are mystery, unrevealed. So that'll be fun. That'll be a whole thing. We'll see how many games we end up like switching between. The more subs there are, the more games will be in the rotation. The more chaotic it'll be. I think it'll be a fun, a very fun stream. And I want to thank again y'all for following, so many of you. And hey, Man of Steel, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that as well. That is just lovely. Look, we're now at 505. That is a good, healthy margin over 500, which is nice. Means that if anyone were to get like deleted from Twitch or something, and like our follower count were to fall by 1, we would not be at risk of going under 500, which would be very silly if we got above 500 and then by the time of the celebration stream we had fallen under it again. I wouldn't want that to happen. That's enough plugging in that stream. That's gonna be fun. Again, Sunday. Look forward to that. During the lightning round, you get the bonus heads. Did I hit start stop? I think I hit start stop. Let me hit stop and then pull the heads down. Oh wow, you got lucky. You got the Simpsons heads. Like I said, those are like 1 out of 5. There's like 1 set of Simpsons heads for like every 5 Mario heads that are in there. Basically, like you are much more likely to get a Mario head than any of the non-Mario heads. So appreciate that. If you're wondering where those came from, there was a stream where I did like Simpsons Hit and Run, but I only had 5 retries per like world, and so I had like this head set up again, but they were all Simpsons heads. And after the end of that stream, they became bonus heads, and that's sort of how a lot of the other heads sort of ended up here, like the Donkey Kong heads and the Sonic heads as well. They were also for a one-off stream, and the Mega Man heads as well, also for a one-off stream that was very fun, and after their heads became bonus heads. Snippy B-Day puzzle. 66% clear rate. Don't think we're gonna need those extra heads, I reckon. Let's go though. I need a drink. What am I looking at here? So I can... Kind of feels like Tetris. I can release a thing. That makes a key. Key go through door. Pow block, pow block. I don't know what's going on so far. I can drop a mushroom. Oh, I see. What I need to do is like make a path for the for the one up to travel along, so that it can hit the note block. Okay. We can do that, yeah. We don't want to block it, so we have to clear this. This down. Wait. What I need to do is, like, get rid of that top block first, before we drop this lower one. Like, do this. Whoop. Fuck. I think time is gonna be the main factor here. And I'll say, by the way, in the case of a timeout, it counts for as... Fuck. A timeout counts for as many seconds are on the clock at the start of the level. So, like, in the case of a 500-second level, a timeout would count for 5 lives. That's just our way of dealing with, like, the getting over it type levels, where they don't have, like, traditional, like, fail states, you know? We need 2 of them in this row. them here. All right, that's pretty promising. Looking pretty good. We need all of these and none of the... I need to just do this. Watch. There we go. That's it. Hey, Jadenok. Thank you for the level. That is very original. Great shit. Okay, we got round 2 here. This one is simpler. We just have to use counting. Wait. This first one. Oh no, that's a height of 4. 4, 3. Need 2 here. 2 here. 4. Can we just go ahead and pop it down? Yeah, I think we can. 4, 3, 4, 0, 4, 3. I think this is it. Clever conceit here, Highway. I like it. Beautiful. Was the basic conceit with the padlocks and the combination of them, was part of it like stipulated in the contest? That was very neat. I didn't get it from the first room, but the second room I was able to get it. There's a pipe in the beginning. Yeah, sure, we can look at that real fast. Sure. Very good. Happy birthday, Snippy. Oh, that'd be this pipe. I didn't look in this pipe. Yeah, it does say happy birthday. Happy B-Day. Smiley face. No rules except just a puzzle level. Well, this was a very original puzzle level, so that's I think that went a long way, you know. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it. This first room was... I guess this first room, there wasn't really that much to it other than, like, get to the door. I thought it'd have something more to do with, like... I guess also the thing was, you can't, like, destroy any of these, like, inadvertently. So, you know, the puzzle part is already, like, ready to go for you. Very good. Let's go ahead and hit complete and see the next level. Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, you are up. Let me at Lord Bowser. You are up. Do another card here. Sadly, POW limitation meant you couldn't have many rooms, but it was a lot of fun to work. Yeah, POWs they add to the like that will fill up your budget really quickly having that many POWs. Moving parts like enemies and other stuff, they will really add up if you just spam them like that, which, you know, will limit your design a little bit. I think that was a good length for it, though. I think the length worked out in its favor. I think it was short and sweet in a nice way. Maybe the first room could have been more clear as far as, like, what the puzzle was, you know? Just, like, a very simple version of that puzzle, rather than, like, a completely different sort of puzzle about traversal. You made a level like that before a couple years ago. Not quite as big. Gotcha. Card. Did you hear about the DreamWorks land? Officially confirmed, Universal Orlando. Hey, Lord Bowser. This isn't really news. It's just, a while ago, they closed the kids zone at Universal Orlando, and they said at the time, like, yeah, we're replacing it with, like, animated properties, which everyone took to mean, like, yeah, it's DreamWorks. We know because when you put up the work walls, you put like you put Shrek on the outside of it, and the trolls and Kung Fu Panda. And indeed, today, the other day or whatever, they came around and they said like, hey, by the way, we're doing the DreamWorks area, and it's you know, it's gonna have rides from Trolls, Kung Fu Panda, and Shrek, and that all sounds good. Sounds a lot more relevant than the Fievel's Playland area that used to be there. Probably will not be that much to really interest me as an adult, but I think it sounds fine. I like all those things. I like Shrek well enough. I think that Kung Fu Panda kicks ass. I don't know about Trolls. I've never seen Trolls and have no real interest in Trolls. But it can't be worse than the Kids Zone, which was just like dilapidated, just like pathetic, just like completely out of touch with kids. And though I'll say, like, I don't know if like Shrek is like the hottest kids property still. It's a lot better than Fievel from Fievel's An American Dream, or whatever that movie was called. It was kind of old even when I was a kid, right? Well, wasn't it like early 90s? Wasn't that like 92 or something? Fievel's Playland? Fievel's American Dream movie? And also it was like a weird like metaphor about being an immigrant or something. Like, I don't know, the kids really... That's really like a concept that appeals to kids. Being a weird ogre, weird, hideous ogre that hangs out in a swamp, or being really good at kung fu. Those are evergreen conceits that I think the kids will be into. But being a you know, turn of the century immigrant in New York City, I don't know about that. That was not gonna be like an all-timer, you know. This has big like new Super Mario Brothers vibes. Like you really got the like feel of it. You know what I mean? Like there's like plenty of levels like this in those games, you know. Yoshi. Anyway, not really news, but it's nice for them to confirm, and like, okay, yeah, there'll be some new rides. Apparently they're retheming the coaster that they had there to the Troller Coaster. It's gonna be a Troll Coaster. That's a good name for a coaster if that's the plan. I don't know if that's the plan, but people have been saying Troller Coaster. And yeah, that sounds like a good pun. I'll say, like, there was a part of me that really hoped that that area would be like, okay, turn it into something entirely new, you know? Like, if there's going to be one Nintendo thing at every park, which I think they should aim for that, similar to how there's one Harry Potter thing at every one of the parks, I think that that area would have been a good one to try to get in, like, a whole Pokemon area, you know? Like, that whole area could have been Pokemon themed, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure Pokemon is like an order of magnitude more popular than Shrek, and they do have the theme park rights for Pokemon, so, you know, seems like a possibility. But either way, I think it's cool, and I think it's good that they're finally like getting those plans together and announcing when they're going to like open that area. I don't know what they're gonna... I guess now, if they want to do like a Nintendo area in like Universal Studios, for Islands of Adventure, I think it's just a very natural idea to turn the Lost Continent into Zelda. But I don't know what they're gonna do for like for islands, you know? Or not for islands, for studios. Like, does the Men in Black area become a Nintendo thing at some point? Maybe they could put Pokemon over there in the Men in Black and Fear Factor area. That area is kind of like big and unoccupied, other than like one closed show and one ride that is very, very old. I could see that happening. Maybe it all goes into Epic Universe. You know, into those expansion pads that we don't know what is. Or maybe they make a 4th park down the line, and that park gets Pokemon. I don't know. Thank you for the level, Bowser. Let's go ahead and get the next person. It is Jack98800. The chatbot thinks you're not here. A full Pokepark? I'm not saying it would be a full Pokepark. I'm saying that it would have a land that was Pokemon themed. You know, similar to like how Mario is just a land, and then there's a Donkey Kong land next to it. You probably want to get a Pokemon land in there if you have the theme park rights, and you know that Pokemon is popular. It is fucking popular. That is just a shoo-in. And you could have all sorts of interactive stuff too, like just, you know, the ideas they make themselves, right? Just have like Pokemon like sticking their heads out windows, and kids could throw Pokeballs at them, and it'll be like, Pacha! The Pokeball will make like a Pacha noise. And it'll be like, it'll do like the wobble thing. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Just imagine that. I guess that'd be weird if it did the whole 9. You know, if it did that and you were just like walking around the park and you're just hearing like ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, because it's like, okay, there's like hundreds, there's like dozens of kids here, and they're all catching Pokemon, and it's always playing the full song. I guess if that was the case, they would have like a... That's a good problem to have, because that would mean they would have sold so many like Pokeball accessories similar to how they sell the wands in like the Harry Potter zone, right? Like even with the wands, you don't see like... People aren't like always using the interactable stuff all the time. You know, there are not that many people with the wands running around. So they'll probably not have that problem. But I do think a Pokeball is like 10 times cooler than a wand, I'll say. Hello, Nanaki. Hello, Corey. How you doing? Let me at Jack. Did I not at Jack? I didn't at Jack. You are up. For those who don't know, this is the lightning round. During a lightning round, we have limited tries per level. But that's only if you are here and present when your level comes up. If you are not here, we still play the level, but we do so in sudden death, where we have fewer tries. We only have 2 tries in that case. So Jack, go ahead and confirm, and I'll give you the full allotment of tries. I'll give myself the full amount. It's me who has to use these tries, you know. But that's how it works. We sort of the balance between prioritizing people who are here versus ones who are not, you know. And wanting to play more stages, and also making a fun challenge of it. You know what I mean? Thank you for the follow, what was that? Mano Festi. Thank you for the follow, Corey. Man of Steel. 2 Man of Steels? There are multiple Man of Steels here. There are 2 Man of Steels with like different numbers that just followed, apparently. One 20 minutes ago, one 1 minute ago. Okay, you know what? Hey, that's cool. I'm not gonna read into that. Maybe you're like related or something. Or friends that have this very similar names. Is what it is. I will say again, for those who are new, I just hit 500 followers just last weekend, and this weekend, I'm doing a big stream to celebrate. Let me bring up the promo card for that. That'll be Sunday. I'm playing like random rare games I'm gonna be like switching between them every 1 to 2 minutes, so it's gonna be a chaotic stream, but I'll say like, those are 5 of my favorite games of all time, plus Crunchy's Revenge, which is pretty good, and It's Mr. Pants, which is a video game. And also, like, there's a sub goal to add more games. It'll be a whole fun night, I think. I reckon. Don't see Jack. Let's go ahead and get into this one. We'll do it sudden death then. Very good. Very good. And if you're wondering, like, as far as other streams go, most of my streams, I do, the normal schedule, I do, this is fun. I do, Mondays Dang it. Oh, God. I do Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And Monday is like a playthrough day. Currently, I'm playing through Wind Waker. And Thursdays is just like a variety night, so whatever feels good in the moment. Not sure if there's going to be a Thursday stream next week since I'm doing the big Sunday stream, but maybe. We'll see how I feel on Thursday, I guess. What's your favorite movie? It's hard to say, but for a while, Goodfellas was like right up there. As far as like movies I could always rewatch, like Anchorman, Kung Fu Panda. I could always rewatch Kung Fu Panda. Shit, that was really close on that one. Jack, if you're here, I'll promote you to the regular lightning round. But if not, that was all we can do in this instance, you know. I think let's move on. And of course, I'll say again, you can always resubmit a level, even if I cannot beat it, you know, on a single try. You can always just go ahead and get that back in. And, you know, the lightning round, sudden death, it's not like this is wasting the level. It's just turning it into a fun challenge and, you know, keeping things moving so that more people can have their levels played. I'm gonna say Goodfellas. Right now, I'm gonna say Goodfellas, but there are so many. There are so many. Anchorman, I love. Movie I could always. There's too many movies. I'm gonna say Goodfellas because it's, you know, you can't go wrong saying Goodfellas. But goddamn, there's like so many. I can't even name them all. You know. Of course, I can't name every movie that ever was. Galacta Nightmare, you are up. Let me add Galactic Nightmare. You are up. I cannot name every movie. I like the Fast and Furious movies. Those are movies that they're not like top tier. Okay, hang on. It's like my favorite movie of all time. I always liked Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is one I could just rewatch. MacGruber. I love MacGruber. That's probably a rare one that you don't hear all that often. I'm gonna say Goodfellas. Just that's a good. You can't go wrong saying that. Airplane is always worth watching. It's always fun. Can't go wrong with Airplane. There's a lot of movies you couldn't go wrong with. As the #1 slot. Well, I guess I could say an anime movie, maybe. Your Name is probably like the top of those, or like Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, which is a sequel to Rascal Does Not Dream of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. That movie was amazing. The Laid Back Camp movie is amazing. That's probably up there. If we're talking anime movies, I don't know. I like to probably separate those. Different can of fish. Escaping a Goomba. Let's see. Let's go. Let's do it. I can't name every movie. I love Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda is a great one. Here's a question. Here's a question for me. What is the best movie represented at Universal Orlando? That sort of constrains it in. And we still have like a lot of good options. You know. Wait, so you have to get over here and you have to jump on the Goomba. Before it like gets off screen, okay. The timing of that is really difficult, wow. I always really liked the Back to the Future movies. Those were movies that I really loved, especially as a kid. Back to the Future trilogy are, I'll say this, I think Back to the Future is my favorite trilogy. Like my favorite set of movies would be Back to the Future if I had to pick like just like a full set of movies. But if we're talking like favorite one single movie, I don't really like Kong, like that whole area. The Harry Potter movies are definitely not up there. They're alright, but they're not like all-timers for me. What else is represented at Universal? There's the Fast and Furious ride. Shrek. Minions. I would have to say Back to the Future. Let me think. I'm sort of going around the parks in my mind. The Mummy isn't it. There's The Mummy. There's the Harry Potter area. There's Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious is a great series. And Fast 5 and Fast 8, I think, are my favorite among them. But I don't think they, like, rank up in the top echelon. Never seen Jaws. I know that's a very popular movie. Not really a big horror movie person. There we go! Hey, hey! Simpsons. There's that at Universal. In the other park, there's like the whole comics area. Oh, there's the whole like DC area, the Marvel area. I guess I could say a Marvel movie. I'm gonna stick with Back to the Future being my favorite Universal property that's like somewhat represented at the parks. Or Kung Fu Panda. Actually, I'll say Kung Fu Panda is also up there for me. I just love, like, the story is great, the characters are great, and all the the action is great in that movie. You know, like all the choreography and all the martial arts. It's fun to watch martial arts, and I think, like, the Kung Fu Panda movies are like a good mix of, like, just some very good, very fluidly animated martial arts, good jokes, and lovable characters, and, like, a little bit of heart. You know? Hope that helps. Hope that helps. Jay Denock, you are up. Go ahead and confirm, Jay Denock. You are up. Let me do another card. Did you hear about that big Oklahoma park they plan to make? Yeah, I heard about this. Actually. You know, I watch a lot of theme park YouTube. I keep up with theme park stuff. I've sort of become a theme park person in the last couple of years. Like, not just with Universal, but with other parks. Generally around the world. I'm sort of, like, vaguely interested in, you know, am always thinking about, like, oh, I want to go to this park, I want to go to that park. Apparently, they plan to make a big Oklahoma park. Something like 4 hours from me. I'm in Texas, so, you know, that would be, like, one of the closest parks if it were to come to fruition. And if it were to be, as they are, like, saying, they kind of want it to be, like, a Disney-style, Disney cost, Disney budget type park. Except in the middle of the country and pretty far from, like, any of the Universals, any of the proper Universals, any of those. I'll say, like, after I saw it on YouTube, like, on Roller Coaster YouTube, I saw it picked up by, like, other people as well. Oh, shit, this again. Oh, fuck. We'll see if we can do this. Wish us luck. Well, actually, Jada Knock, please confirm, because we should probably have as many tries as we can for this. You know, you should probably confirm to give us as many tries as possible, considering this thing looks very precise. This thing. Anyway, it's probably going to be like 10 years until this thing opens, and, you know, I don't have, like, the highest hopes for it, considering that, like, yeah, you know, people are always coming up with plans for theme parks. You know, I heard about the other day, apparently they're trying to do one in Houston, like a new one in Houston, which, hey, that'd be cool. I'd like to have more theme parks that are, like, a good
a good drive distance away, you know? Currently, if I want to do like a 6, 7, 8 hour drive, the theme parks I could go to are like Frontier City, which I hear is pretty mid. Doesn't really have that many rides. Silver Dollar City, which I went to last week, like a week ago, and it was pretty fun. Fiesta Texas, which I went to like last December, and it was pretty fun. And, well, Over Texas is my local park. That's like an hour away. That's good for like a afternoon, you know? And that's it. And, you know, if they added like one in Houston, if they had one in Oklahoma, and they were good parks that were worth like traveling to, yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't have the highest of hopes. There's also a Universal Park that they're making in Frisco, I think, which is like goddamn super fucking close to me and my family. But apparently it's gonna be like a park for kids. You know, basically they're just gonna be like they're gonna be like attractions for the kiddies, basically. Which is like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't have kids and I have no plans of getting kids, but, you know, my sister's gonna have kids, so good for her, I guess, that she's gonna have a place to take them when they are, when they are, like, interested in that sort of thing, you know, going to a theme park. And it's gonna be pretty damn close, too, like, you know, I've said before, I'm in McKinney, so, you know, that's north of Dallas. That's north of the Metroplex. Frisco is, like, right close. Also north of Plano, you know. I kind of want to wait until these things sync up. Fuck. I wanted to wait until they sank up, but also that meant that the other guy was like coming right in. Jada Knock, if you're here, I'll, you know, convert you over to this, and you'll have I'll have 3 more tries to do it. But if you're not here, that has to be hit, you know, by the way that we do things. Do speak up if you are here. Anyway, I think it's cool. I think it sounds nice. I hope that they have success. I'd be willing to give it a try. I hope that they go for thrill rides. I like parks that are more oriented towards the thrill rides. That said, I have given thought to like, okay, you know, and my ma, you know, she likes to go to theme parks. I have talked to her like, okay, well, you know, if we want to do another theme park trip, there's not really one that's in driving range anymore. And as for big ones that we haven't been to, like, the only ones I can think of, we haven't been to the Disney parks in a while, so maybe we ought to go to the Disney parks and do that instead of Universal next year, or something like that. Because Universal is opening their new park in, like, the year after next, so Universal 2025 makes the most sense to me, as far as, like, how I would plan trips, and maybe try to see Disney stuff for a while. That'd be fun. I haven't seen Disney in, like, since I was, like, a kid, since I was, like, a high schooler, or, like, a middle schooler or something. And I'll tell you, I didn't get it back then. But maybe part of that was because, I don't know, I wasn't a theme park person at that point. I was just sort of like... And also, they don't have, like, that many attractions per park, which can be awkward, but still, for the theming and for, like, the quality of their attractions, I'm interested in giving them another go. And, like, you know, last time I was there, that was well before Star Wars was added, for the Avatar area was added. Is the Avatar area in Orlando, or is that in Hollywood? I forget. But yeah, the Avatar area wasn't there yet. The Star Wars area wasn't there yet. The Guardians of the Galaxy area wasn't there yet. There was a lot that wasn't there at that point, honestly, and I would probably enjoy another trip there. Okay, I don't think Jay Dirk's there, or Jay Denock is there. Let's go ahead and hit next, and get up the next person, which is Lord Bowser. Go ahead and confirm Lord Bowser. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do another card. And, okay, good, that was the last card. I put like a little bit of a effect on it to tell me that that's the last one, so I don't go around and like repeat cards. Shout out to y'all Twitch followers, adding up to such a big number. like I said, y'all, you know, over 500 of y'all. I appreciate y'all, all the follows and such. Really rad. And, you know, like I said, just have added up to a huge number. And I'm very excited to now do the big event stream that I've had planned for so long. You know, the Rareware Roulette. That's going to be a good time, and I'm super looking forward to that. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. And how the number of y'all has grown over the last, you know, year and a half since I started streaming, like November of 2021. Since that was the last card, I should be thinking about, like, how we're gonna wind this down. You know, when we're gonna close the queue. I think it'd be cool if we could, if Bowser, if you're gonna, like, continue submitting, I would like to get to the end of this world. I think that'd be a cool thing to do. You know, always good to, like, end on a good, you know, end point. So we'd have to do, like, 2 more times around the horn. But currently there's not that many people in the queue, so wouldn't be that much of a thing. Assuming I get through these levels on the first try, I guess. Which I probably will, I bet. Your levels are usually pretty traditional. That's right, these are parabeetles. Buzzy beetles? I like to see it too. You know what? Why don't we wrap around to talking back about Pikmin again? It's been a whole stream since I talked about Pikmin. Let me talk about Pikmin. God damn, that new game is doing it for me. Just loving exploring that world, you know, getting more things, collecting shit. But being efficient or not, it's good. And I've also been kind of surprised at the Dandori battles in the second world. You know, Fuck!
Oh no!
We were so far in, Jesus Christ. I've been pleased to see all the difficulty of the Dandori battles and just realize, like, oh shit, you know, like, I was expecting to just be able to just phone it in and just do, like, regular Pikmin stuff and then just win and just have that be it, but the second Dandori challenge I did in that stream yesterday, last night, it kicked my ass. I lost, and I had to restart. And that surprised me, you know, hey, these things are hard enough where the Dandori challenges, they require enough multitasking and much, like, strategic play that you can't just wing it, which is great. I will say that maybe the game could use, like, some other difficulty, and especially, like, other difficulty options, especially since, you know, there isn't really a difficulty option in the game, but it seems very, very light. Checkpoint refreshes our guys. Still, I'm having a great time. It is just a delight to explore in that game, and I'm very excited to get further in and to unlock, like, more Pikmin types, more Pikmin, like, onions, and the whole 9. You know, that's gonna be, like, fantastic. After the stream, I'll probably play a bunch off-stream and, you know, really get deep into that third world, you know? Maybe do some of the nighttime modes. It's a cool thing that they've done in that game, making the side content, like, that they did in previous games, like the challenge modes and stuff. Basically just making that part of the campaign, and making it, like, you know, core material. That works really well, and I'm just really pleased to see it. And also, it just seems like the game is massive. I don't know how many levels there are, but if I had to guess, I'd say, like, well, there's probably, like, I'd probably guess, like, double the amount of levels that are in any of the previous Pikmin games. Maybe, like, 10 or so, and each of the levels is, like, feels an order of magnitude bigger than any of the previous levels in the previous games, which is just amazing. This game feels like the largest by like a good margin, and massive. I'm so impressed by it. I think there are things about it that annoy me. And I'll say, by the way, a little follow-up on it. During the stream, it was a little bit awkward to have to switch to Ochi to hold down the Y button and do select it out of a radial menu. Turns out you can map that to D-pad. So you can just have it so that down on the D-pad just switches you from Oachi to the captain to your rookie. And that makes it so that you don't have to go through a menu and makes it a little more seamless. So I would recommend setting up those D-pad hotkeys if you, if you're playing that game. Hot tip for Pikmin 4. Thank you for the level. I'm going to hit next. And next up we have Galactic Nightmare, who has been talking this whole time, is present. That's great. We don't need any more confirmation. Is good. Pikmin is one hell of a game. Boo, Mayhem, DGR, up, re-upload. Let's go. I'm playing and I'm just thinking things like, God damn, this is gonna be like high on my Game of the Year list, but obviously, I mean, I will say I don't think it beats Zelda, right? And if I had to guess, like, man, part of me is thinking like, man, between Pikmin 4 and Super Mario Wonder, I'm gonna have a tough choice, when it comes to like this Game of the Year season, right? I'm gonna have to really think and decide like which one do I like more? Is it Wonder or is it Pikmin? Which is a great problem to have. I love it when all the games that I love it when there are multiple games that are just like, holy fuck, this game is so good. Oh wow, this is grabbing me so much. Pikmin 4 sort of feels like it looked a lot at Breath of the Wild, and it's taken a lot of the design things, a lot of its ideas on board, It's so expansive, there's so much to do. But also it does kind of feel like a modern game in a way that most Pikmin games haven't, Like it has quests, it has like skill trees, it has like you build your character out and like invest currency in things. Things that you haven't really seen in any other Pikmin game. Which is damn peculiar. Oh hey, we were going through that area a second time and now we got back. There's a checkpoint that refreshes our lives. Beautiful. What are other movies that I love? I was really into Firefly as a lad. Or Serenity. I really liked the movie, really loved the movie Serenity. And I would say that I do think Serenity... What is up with these ghosts? Why are they moving in such a peculiar way? Oh, I killed a bunch of them. Oh wow, that's a really cool setup. The fact that these boos have been like mostly removed from boo wheels. So now they're just sort of like erratically moving around the arena. Serenity, that was one that I really loved. I will say I think Serenity is just a perfectly constructed movie. I stand by that. I will stand by that statement. I don't know that it's like top 5 in my head anymore, but Serenity is a hell of a thing.
Oh no!
What? What the hell happened there? Huh? Oh! It was because I was big. I got killed by the thing, by the wall. That's kind of funny. I think that's what happened. So I think I gotta duck when I... Except... Yeah, I think I have to duck when I go through the door again. That's kind of a shame that that works out like that. What is a movie that I would always like to rewatch?
Oh no!
A movie that I would always like to rewatch. Geez, there was something that was going off streaming recently, so I rewatched it, and it was a fucking great time. And then I realized it was like coming off, it was going on to another streaming service like right away, so there was really no need. My Cousin Minnie. That's one I watched for the first time relatively recently, like in the last few years, but I really enjoyed it. You know what I'll say? My Cousin Vinny is like not the strongest movie like throughout, but as soon as it gets to that court sequence where it's actually in court, you know, that is like the best shit. You know, as soon as they get to the courtroom and they're like arguing and case and like grilling witnesses, and ooh, that stuff is good. And it's so satisfying after the rest of the movie. Him just being kind of unable to do anything like really worthwhile up to that point, you know? What happened? How did I die the first time? I'm not sure what happened there. I'm confused how I died earlier because that key door didn't lead to like a corridor where you die. It led to the end. I was big, but why did I go back? Did I just go around in a loop? I'm confused. I'm a little confused here. Whatever. That was a very neat level. Cool setups. And that boss fight in the end, yeah, that was something else. I don't think I've seen anything that uses that mechanic before. Go ahead and hit complete and re-up our lives. And you're confused too. Yeah, no. Lord Bowser is up next, and I will tell you what, everyone. After this level of Lord Bowser's, we're gonna close the queue. We're gonna close the queue after that. I'm gonna play one of my own levels. I'm gonna give last warning and play one of my own levels, show you what types of levels that I make, and then we're going to like wind down with like all the levels that are in the queue at that point. So please submit as many as you can, you know, or submit a level. We're in last call right now. After this level, we will let everyone get one more in, and then we will close her up. And that includes Lord Bowser's. We'll end on probably Lord Bowser's, unless someone were to get in like after him. After we finish the level and we do last calls. You know, it's a whole process. What are other movies? I'm Googling popular movies. That was not that successful. What are like best of all time movies for y'all? Tell me. Give me some. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. I feel like there's something very obvious that I could be talking about, but it's not coming to mind. For superhero movies, I guess I would have to go. I like the two of the Endgame, Infinity War. Those two are like remarkably good. I'd say the first Guardians of the Galaxy is like impeccable as far as those go, and I was really impressed by Winter Soldier. I don't know that any of those are like best of all time material though. Like maybe Guardians is like top 20. I could probably say Guardians is top 20 and feel good about that. Hello, Sleepy Hollow. How you doing? You came at just the right time. We're about to close the queue pretty soon here. This is a nice traditional level. Pretty chill. which is funny when I think about it, considering that there are Lakitus dropping shit on my head. And like, yeah, it's just chill as hell. Lakitus in this game. They should have it so that you can like set like frequency options for Lakitus and really make them like properly dangerous, you know, like they are in Super Mario Bros. Original. Or make like really dangerous variants of them. They're like red or something, I don't know. Something like that would be cool and make Lakitus a lot more scary than they are in this game. Very good. I'm gonna hit complete. And, folks, we are in last call. Last call for levels. Please get any codes in now. And, we're gonna, like, you know, we're gonna close the queue, and then we're gonna go through the levels that are in that queue. I will say of my... Are you Mr. Programmer? How do you mean? I am an engineer. That is my day job. But I am the Master DS is who I am. If you don't know, hey, how you doing? I don't say my name that often on these streams. I don't say, hey, it's me, I'm the Master DS, that's me. I just say, hello everyone, how you doing? It's me. And then I don't elaborate or say my name. But, I will say... I haven't made much progress on my current level in my Super World, Ripsaw Rainbow, in like ages. I haven't had that much time to work on it. I've been busy with other stuff like, you know, Zelda and video games and planning elaborate vacations. But I did build this bit sequence, which might be something. I kind of think it's cool. Jump over a saw here, and then have to do some like bone platform stuff that seems pretty intuitive. Jump over some bones, maybe jump down, get a 50. That seems cool. That seems like a start, I'll say. But I need to figure out what this level is. We probably should do like a whole special making stream sometime soon and like really like get to the heart of this. Maybe just say like, okay, fuck it, let's just try to make it an actual level. Let's just make an actual level. The brainstorming isn't going anywhere. Or maybe I should start like a new brainstorm bullshit version of the level and just explore from there. Anyway, I'm gonna play one level of mine. And give y'all time to get in any further levels. Get anyone time to tune in who wants to tune in. Which one should we do? Which would be a good one? Is there anything that's like related to movies? We kind of talked a lot about movies this stream. Red Girder Gala sort of has the vibe of like a fancy shindig. A gala is something that like a film person might attend. That's like tangentially sure. Also, this is a cool level. It's you know, has sort of like a red girder theme and is based around all these spring platforms. And has like a red coin and a red coin and like key base. Yeah, I make traditional levels. They're not that hard. Though I'll say I have been trying to make them harder as like my Super World goes on, and I'll say like the levels in World 8 and World 7 do have pretty low clear rates compared to those in World 4 and otherwise, which I do think that means that I've been doing a pretty good job of like slowly increasing the difficulty, you know. While occasionally having a level that's like a little bit harder in there, or a little bit easier. You know, whatever makes sense, whatever feels good. So at this point, there's like a left and right divergence where you can go left and right, and left path, the turtles now jump. They now jump off of springs and go really high. And it turns out it's really fun to like snipe them out of the air using the Super Ball. Also, at this point, you get a boot, like a fancy boot. You know, like you would wear it to a fancy shindig. A high heel, you know? With wings. And you can use it to go down the other side. So whichever side you do second, you end up with a little bit of an extra power-up going that way. Which I think is really, slick. The second side has bloopers added as like a new enemy, as well as a couple of guys, and you know, a big focus on the sea life. You know, the sea enemies in this part. Whoops. I want that 10 coin, but... Aha! It wasn't too late. There was another fish. But, doable. And once you got both keys, you go to the exit, and that's that. I haven't used, like... I'll say I haven't used the Super Ball after this level. Like, this is the only instance of Super Ball in, like, any of my levels ever. I think it's kind of a hard-to-use power-up, and it really took a while for me to figure out, like, how to make it feel good. Having the enemies be low gravity, that was part of it. That makes them, like, you know, hover and be hang in the air a lot and be in, like, just the perfect position to be sniped with Super Balls, it turns out. Is there anything else that's, like, movie adjacent? Let's think for a second longer. So the worlds here was like space. Nothing here that's like particularly movie-like. There was like the Weird of Mines. There was the racetrack world, Coastal Cup. There was also a tropical world, the Pirate's Peak. You know what? I want to do, I'll do 2 more here. I feel like I'm feeling 2 more call to me. I'm going to do Plunder Blunder, and then I'm going to do Frosted Forest, and then we will close the queue. Okay? Just giving y'all a little more time. And also, you get to see some really cool levels. These are, you know, not to toot my own horn, but these levels are fucking good, and I really need to get back into the habit, you know? I need to get back into the thing. And this one... You got these bunch of enemies, and you have to kill the one that doesn't have any spikes on it to get to the next area, basically. Pretty straightforward. And it's a downhill level, so you'll be going downhill, and you can see, you know, these guys are going to be jumping. In this case, you need to make a jump so you can kill it. Then head back, careful about the guys. Now see, you're under them, so as soon as you hit the thing, they drop with you. Do that. Over here. Beautiful. These levels that I'm showing now are all part of my Super World, which is just 4 levels away from completion, but I'll say I have slowed down in recent months. I haven't made in a while. I am getting kind of skeptical that I will be done with this in calendar 2023. But, you know, hey, I hope that I can still finish it within calendar 2023. I'll say it'll be done when it's done. You know, that much is for sure. It'll be done when it's done. This level has a lot of, like, fun ways to route the player. I also want to slip in a couple of cases where you could do, like, you know, a little bit of sliding. Because, I feel like there's not enough sliding in levels these days. Not enough cases where you can just slide down a hill and, kill a guy. You know, that's just a simple pleasure that you can't go wrong with. And, it's not all that common, you know? Here you get the POW hat, you return back to where you came, and it's all set up to, like, enter, and then you can, like, POW these guys, you can get a bonus thing there. Beautiful. And then there's just a little treasure for you at the end. Mwah. One more here. One more, and then we will close the queue. Last call for real this time. This is one I love, by the way. This is the name of this level. Frosted Forest. I think it's just lovely. This is the 3rd level of the Wind Up Woods level world that otherwise doesn't involve any snow. but it was fun to slip in some snow into this one. And also the theming looks very nice. Check out all this theming. Kind of based on, I did like a desert level that used like autumnal, that was very similar to this, but more autumnal than like wintry. That was a wind level too, sort of like a windy forest. What was that one called? That one was not in the Super World, but this one is. In this one, it's sort of a climbing level where you have a shelmet, and you can use it to just, like, fuck up boos from below. It's very fun. Very satisfying to, like, you know, just jump through a boo. I'll say this. One thing I want for Mario Wonder. One thing I want for Mario Wonder. Make the spike hat an official item. Make the spike helmet a shoot. An actual item. Ignore what I just said. Don't worry about that. That's a thing. I'm too much. Dan Reichert is a bad influence. Anyway. I want the Shelmet to be an actual, honest-to-God, legitimate item in Super Mario Wonder. And I want to get it not just in a Wonder sequence. I want it to be like an item that you get, like, relatively often. It can be like, it doesn't have to be a spike helmet. It can be like some sort of animal that has spikes on its head, I guess. I don't know. But it would be very cool if in Wonder we can jump into like enemies from below if we have a certain power-up. And here, by the way, this whole level has been like horizontal. Suddenly, at this point, it flips things on you and reveals, hey, this has been secretly a vertical level this whole time, with a little bit of a vertical falling segment, followed by a vertical climbing segment, very much inspired by this part especially, Donkey Kong Country 2. This is very Chain Link Chamber. That chamber is very Chain Link Chamber. If you know that level, Chain Link Chamber, you know that part. Like, it's practically ripped from the headlines, you know? I wonder, with that level, how many people are, like, blindsided by it being vertical in the last minute. Like, I do a lot in that level, honestly, to, like, disguise that fact. Let me just show you. We'll close the queue in a minute, but let me just show you, like, behind the scenes. But, like, there's a lot of places where you, like, say this first screen, right? This first screen, you go into this door, and you can see the parts that are after the door on the other side. Except it's not really there. It's actually up there. And, you can see the stuff on the other side of the door. So as you go through this area, it looks like you've just passed through a door. So it looks like you're in an area that's like 3 screens wide, rather than being in a 2-screen wide area as part of a vertical subworld. So I do that to disguise the fact that it's vertical until the very last moment where I spring it on the player in this, like, vertical falling sequence, which, if I had to name, like, things in Mario Maker I'm proud of, like, setting all that shit up, that's gotta be, like, chief among them. Like, oh my god, that's just, like, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled. You know? Another movie. You know that movie. What's it called? The Usual Suspects. It's like a trick like that, to me, anyway. And I also did a similar thing in Coastal Cup 3, Snorkel Speedway, to make it feel a little bit more rectangular and a little less, like, vertical. But that's another story. That's beyond the scope of today's, thing. I mean, I could show it. Ooh, I'm tempted. You know what? Quick, one more. Okay, one more. Y'all okay with one more? I want to show that off because it is one of the best. I say one of the best. I'll say, like, I stand by all the water levels in this Super World. Abyssal Asteroid is fantastic. The hybrid water levels in here are fantastic. Unmoored Mine, Stygian Swim. But this one is very cool as well. And does some minor things with perspective to make it, like, disguise the shape of it. But it's more subtle in this one. Just things like having you warp from one room to another and having that room actually be in a different place than it looks. Just to make it so that it, like, has more space to play with, despite feeling like a contiguous space. Like you see here, it looks like when you warp, you're gonna go over there. You actually don't go over there, you go down low. You go like lower, and you can sort of see the side of the screen, you know, is at the edge of the screen, so it's not what you saw earlier, but it's close enough where you might actually still believe it. It's also fun to hammer these guys, you know, these ghosts. Kind of an unguard type thing, you know, this water level. And these parts are very much like blaster, you know, like barrel cannon blaster things. This one was very inspired by DKC3. The water levels in that. And how, you know, they're kind of like big boxes, you know, big squares more than anything. Less so with like, not so much like big tall boxes. They sort of wind you along a little bit. Here's another case where I took the player over to a slightly different place, just to make it so that there was more like left-right room to go with, despite being in a closed area. Then you go up, and then one last bit here, and then you out. And like DKC3, the final part takes you above the water, and you know, lets you finish on dry ground, just like all the water levels in Donkey Kong Country 3. Again, you know, I'll say, like this super world of mine, which I recommend, all the levels in it are, I think, fantastic. This super world of mine, it is DKC inspired and mostly traditional. It's hopefully gonna be done by this year. I might have to delay it. I should change that to when it's done. I should probably change that to when it's done. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and hit and get this thing finished up. Let's wind down. I am hitting closed. I'm closing the queue. I'm hitting next. Galactic Knight, I think you are here. You're the last one to chat, and you were here before I started like stalling for time. You know, letting people get last levels in. I also do like showing off my own levels on the stream. You know, I think that I got so many cool ones, and you know, part of the thing about me streaming Mario Maker, part of the appeal of it, was to show off the levels, show off the process behind my making of the levels, and like, you know, get them out there a little bit. So I enjoy showing them off as well. I think that's a good place for it, you know, during last call. Show off a bunch of those. This is cool. This is very cool. I like how I have a mushroom. Scratch that, a fire flower, to make getting through these parts a little more forgiving. You know, it's not like one and done or anything. You have some chances to screw up, which I appreciate. That's always good in a traditional level, you know, the chances to screw up. Oh, I'll say one more thing about spike helmets. If ever I were to make like a full, like regular, not Mario Maker 2D platformer, I would want to have spike helmets as an option, either for like one character or for a power-up. Spike helmet is just so damn cool. Killing guys from below, it never gets old. That'd be a cool thing for like a Donkey Kong Country game. Like, if there was a character that could, like say in Tropical Freeze, right? How Cranky Kong has the pogo, Dixie Kong has like a sort of double jump type thing, and Diddy has the hover. A cool thing for a character to have would just be like, or like a side character to have would just be like, yeah, I can kill people from below. Maybe that's like infringing on Ramby's territory, you know, as like a partner, you know. This is a traditional level, yes. I concur. Killed him. Very good. You are welcome. You're welcome. That was quite nice. I enjoyed the pokey boss fight. The boss fight is very different with a fire flower. Oh, I didn't even consider what it would be like with that one. That was really quick. That was really quick. But, you know, hey, that was still fun, though. To just fire flower that guy down, like, real quick. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna hit complete. Thank you for the level. Next up is Sleepy Hollow, who just said something is good for it. Let's go. Y W M L O X 1 N G. Speedrun third try. Clear rate is very, very low. Yeah, yours could be harder. I feel like we've had a good streak of levels that we can very easily do during the lightning round. So, this one might be the end of that. Yeah. Someone beat it 3 times? Like a single person? Or do you just mean someone in general beat it 3 times? Timing here on this first jump is throwing me for a loop. It sounded like there was a sound effect about to go off, but it didn't go off. Are we on our last try? We are. What? Okay. We didn't get over the spike. God damn. It doesn't look all that complicated, but yeah, it's just very tight timing. So, at least for the first couple of jumps there, let me just like open up the more info and have a look. For the first couple of jumps there, it looked like after the first jump, it was just a matter of like holding the direction and like holding Y and just keeping on going. If you get it like right, you don't have, do you just like hold down the button and hope for the best? You know, you don't have to like nuance it or anything, right? Huh. Well, this is the lightning round and them's the breaks. We gotta move on. Thank you for the level though. I will say again, just because we cannot beat a level doesn't mean that it can't be resubmitted. Doesn't mean that you can't resubmit it when we're like outside the lightning round, which at the top of every stream, you know, we start off outside the lightning round. If you come early in a stream, it's very possible to get 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough, and that will make some of these levels a lot more doable. But, still, thank you for the level. I hope to see you again. You know, hey, hope to see everyone again. In general. As far as streaming goes. I guess I don't hope to see, like, every passerby I pass by on the street again. You know. Lord Bowser, this will be the last level for tonight. Go ahead and confirm as you do, Lord Bowser. That's right, you are here. Lovely. It's time for the castle, and time to finish off this stream. Let's go. We're gonna finish off the stream. I'm gonna tell you one more time about the big event stream on Sunday. I'm gonna plug the fuck out of that, and hopefully get some of y'all to come back Sunday for a big fucking fun time. I have that all set up, except for, like, the volume levels. I don't know, like, what volume level is appropriate for any of that. But I will say, I have a thing set up in BizHawk where I can adjust the volumes of all the games individually, so I should be able to get them to all where they need to go. You know, if I need less volume on one game, more volume on another game, I can do that. What am I talking about? Well, after this level, I'll go into detail as we set up the raid and, you know, get y'all out of here, you know. As we like, send you off. And I thank you one last time. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna thank you one last time. And then, you know, that's gonna be the end of the stream. And,
Oh no!
I should have not been that far forward. Time for the castle of Ludwig. Yes, this is Ludwig's castle. How about we go back to naming movies? Knives Out, that's a good movie. That's a great movie. I really loved Knives Out. I think that was probably like my favorite movie of the year it came out. I don't think that's like top whatever movie for me though. Anchorman. Toy Story 2 is like important to me, like from the nostalgic way, you know. I really liked Coco. Coco was goddamn good. I think that's the best Pixar movie in like 20 years, I'll say. I like that more than Up. I like that more than Inside Out. Coco, hell of a film. I think they've been a little bit weak since Coco. Inside Out was before Coco, right? Yeah, been a little weak since Coco. Can't remember the last Pixar movie that I saw that was like, oh, that was like genuinely really fucking good. I guess Toy Story 4 was pretty good. But not up to like the measure that they've not up to like the top of the thing, you know? Total Recall, pretty good. I like Total Recall. What's like my favorite Schwarzenegger movie? I feel like there's one on the tip of my tongue. Commando's like a really good like action movie, but I don't know that would be my favorite. Oh, the Rocky films are great. I love Rocky. Love all those films. Maybe not like one is like the top one, but like Rocky 4 is up there for sure. So goofy and good. I also really enjoyed Rocky Balboa the last time I watched it. Like that is just like profoundly good. And like if like Rocky 4 is like the best as far as the goofball stuff goes, then Rocky Balboa is the best as far as like the character study stuff goes, you know? It's basically not even much of a like action movie. It's more of just a character study about Rocky as an old man. That one's Rocky Balboa is probably top 20, as is Rocky 4. Those two movies probably top 25, both of them. I feel like I'm hedging. Wait, there's another thing? Oh, I thought that was the end of the world. You know what? I'm gonna do one more for you, Lord Bowser. Let's finish off this world. I wanted to actually do it. Let's actually finish off this world. I would have had another... I didn't realize that there was a whole nother level here. Bonus. Meanwhile, let me keep on naming movies. Maybe I can name every movie. V for Vendetta, I really liked that as a kid. I haven't watched it in years. I feel like it might be... I don't know, it might be a little bit corny by today's standards. I'm not really sure it like holds up. I'm kind of sort of worried that V for Vendetta might not hold up and might not be the coolest thing ever anymore. But I remember V for Vendetta being really fucking cool. I guess also, you know, Anonymous as an idea in general, like, has sort of colored V for Vendetta maybe a little bit in like, retrospect. Like, guys running around in Guy Fawkes masks used to be a thing that you saw in the movie V for Vendetta and go like, oh, cool. And now you think like, oh, that guy who was hiding in, who was like hiding in an airport for 100 years because he was a pedophile. You know, Julius Assange or whoever the fuck. Like, he was kind of the face of Anonymous, and yeah, not really a cool guy. You know, less V for Vendetta, more just a pedophile, you know? Who doesn't want to get convicted for being a pedophile? I think there are pedophiles in V for Vendetta, and they are the bad guys, though, so, you know, at the very least, it's on the right side of history. I don't think I can name any more films right now. I think we are done naming films. Star Wars, Episode 5. That's a good one. That one's really good. The Indiana Jones movies, those ones are good. You know what, I can name movies. There's a lot of good movies. I think I named a lot of the ones that I'm like big fan of. Bill and Ted, I like those movies a lot. I don't think they're like upper echelon, but they're up there. There's a lot of fucking great movies, everyone. Great, okay. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna hit complete. I'm gonna minimize the thing. Let's just get rid of the whole lives left because we are done for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me plug the big stream again. Here is the schedule. The normal stream is Mondays, Wind Waker. Thursdays, something or other. Fridays, Viewer Level, starting at 6 p.m., just like tonight. And this weekend, I am doing a big Sunday stream, the Rareware Roulette, celebrating 500 Twitch followers, where I'll be switching between a whole bunch of rare games every minute or so. Let me show what that looks like real fast. I have here a promo image showing off the 7 games that we're starting with. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, 3, Banjo-Kazooie, Tooie, Grunty's Revenge, It's Mr. Pants. I'll say, like, that lineup is great. Those are just 5 of my favorite games of all time. And also, Grunty's Revenge is pretty good, and It's Mr. Pants is a video game. It's sort of there as the oddball pick. And I'll say, and basically we'll be switching between them randomly, like automatically, every minute or two, so it'll just be a lot of switching back and forth, getting disoriented, just kind of chaotic, and hopefully should be a fun time, you know, playing the 3 platformers at once, figuring out where we're going next in the more open-worldy games, and then just occasionally having to do some puzzle solving, and It's Mr. Pants for like a minute. That'll be something. And I'll say also, here's what it's gonna look like. I've set up like the whole a little bit of a HUD for that. But basically, there's gonna be a part that's like underneath me that explains the scenario, and also has some sub goals that I'll have for that. Basically, every 4 subs, I will be adding a game. So you know, hey, you might see Diddy Kong Racing at 4. If we get to 8, we'll see Donkey Kong Land, colorized mod version specifically. If we get to 12, Conker's Bad Fur Day will be added in. If we get to 16, Banjo Pilot will be added in. Banjo Pilot is not a great game, but it's a weird and a fun one. I think it'll be neat to have in the lineup anyway. And then if we get to 20, there's 3 more games that will be added on top of everything else that are a secret, that are a mystery. Non-disclosed. So that's the plan. That'll be this weekend, this Sunday, 3 p.m. Central, going late, probably at least 9 hours, at least until midnight, maybe a little later. Probably not as many as 12 hours. I probably will want to cut it off before 12 hours. Maybe like 10 hours or so, I would guess. That sounds like a good, reasonable estimate. Let me see who is streaming right now, who we can do a raid on. Lower is doing some Pikmin. Pikmin 4. Lovely game. Let me see who else is streaming here. Betsapp is doing multi-world rando Mario 64. That sounds cool. Moyako is doing retro. Hey, let's raid Moyako. Hey, Moyako has submitted many a viewer level for us here, and I think Moyako raided relatively recently. I think Moyako raided. Did Moyako raid relatively recently? Whatever. We all know Moyako here. A lot of y'all know Moyako. I'm gonna send you over there. Wait a minute. Actually, Moyako, I think Moyako's stream might not be in English. Is that a problem for y'all? Should we raid Moyako? I'm not sure about. I don't speak Spanish. Whatever. Let's just do it. Moyako has been a viewer many times over here, but we'll say hello. And if they're speaking another language, you know, hey, it is what it is. Moyako, cool dude. I will see y'all on Sunday for the thing, for the Rareware Roulette. After that will be Monday. We'll see about Thursday, and then, you know, Friday, viewer levels as always. Sunday, 3 p.m. I'll see you there. Bye, folks. Do the raid. And stop streaming. Bye. Bye, people watching the VOD.